2:27 to go. McNabb dropping. It's intercepted. And the 10 to the 20. Going coast to coast. Randy Barber to the 50 to the 40. Barber to the 30. Nobody's going to touch him. Randy Barber. Ahead. 5. The Super Bowl, and they're trying to win it for us. Third down, 18. Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon. Goes up with the head to the side. At the 40. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 25. 20. Derek Brooks all the way. There it is. The dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl. Handoff, Alston over the top. Second effort. He's got it. We think. They think that there it is. A triple triumph.
He's tagged at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off, and the down and 10. Blitz coming. Heineke flushed it. He's tagged at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off, and Levante David has a quarterback sack.
Here's the snap. Play action fake. Brady looking. Throws toward the end zone. Caught ball. Touchdown Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rob Gronkowski's got 2 today. Chiefs dropping to throw Mahomes. We run a stunt, and we sack him at the 50-yard line. Wow, he's clobbered. Fumble the football, recovered by the line. There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly goes toward the end down. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucks are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world, and we still have 1:33 to go. Devin White, what a great second season. Here's the snap. Brady dropping, looking. Brady throws. Caught ball. It's caught. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Rachaad White. Touchdown Buccaneers. Fire the cannons. Bucks tie the game at 16. Down to the snap. Brady's going to throw. Looking. Throws a dart. It's caught. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. He makes the catch right beneath the goalpost. Mayfield has time, cocks the arm, runs the ball. He's going to run to the 30. He runs to the 35. He has a first down. Wow. Hippie ankle, bruised ribs. He's got guts. But 6 guys up front. Bucks dig in. 2-point try. The push. And I don't know if he got it. They have not indicated yet. He did not get it in. In motion, Shepard to the left. We fake the end around, hand the ball off, running to the right. Irving inside the 10 to the 5. 3-2-1. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving takes it to the house. Second down, 10. Rachaad White now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield throws a sideline route, outfield. Caught ball to the 5. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Mike Evans does it again. Fire the cannons, Bucks. Here's the snap to Rattler. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Near sideline. Incomplete pass. Bucks take the ball away. On downs. And now in motion. Mike Evans drifts over to the left slot. Baker Mayfield shotgun. They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball to caught ball. Evans. He's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus. Mike Evans. 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers at number 13?
What is going on, Buccaneer Nation? Louis here of the Frozen Pirate Podcast / The Sports Web. We have an awesome show lined up for you guys. Obviously, we're going to be joined by the one and only Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports, legend right there. Also, we have an open phone line. We finally got it. The boss man, Peter Blake, is going to be joining us as well. There's your open phone line, 727-255-0391. But we do have a special guest for you guys, a gentleman by the name of. Look, I'm pretty excited about this. I'm not gonna lie. He's the first Buccaneer player to come on the Frozen Pirate Podcast, and I'm very excited about it. Devon J. Thomas, Devon J. Thomas is going to be joining us in a little bit. We're going to be getting him on. I have a lot of questions to ask him. I've been doing some research on him, and I'm very excited to kind of pick his brain to see where he's at. You know, we're going to ask him some questions about the college level, the transitioning into the NFL. So yeah, man, we have a good show lined up for you. Like I said, Leo Haggerty is going to be joining us. Peter Blake's going to be joining us. I'm going to get Peter in right now. Because before we get our guest in, we do have some breaking news that we're going to talk about on the back end of the show. So without further ado, Mr. Peter Blake. Peter, how's it going, buddy?
How you doing, boss?
Boss? I'm not the boss.
Well,
I'm not the boss.
This is your show, my friend. You are on the network. But if you don't know who I am, I'm the Rolex reporter, Mr. Peter Blake, right here. How do we start off the sports web? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. And of course, the breaking news of the day, Todd Bowles and Jason Light signed to extensions. So after that interview, we were open the phone lines and hear from you, Bucs fans. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. So, my friend, go ahead. You're the captain of the ship. Take it away.
I am the captain of the ship, man. Like I said, we're just waiting for Devon to join us here real quickly. I'm going to take you down now, Peter, and we're going to get Devon in here. We got a lot of good questions for him. And then after I'm done, I understand there's a couple of questions you want to ask him. So I'll get you in there as well. But let's get Devon in here. What's going on, man? How's everything? How's it going?
Man, it's good. It's good. How y'all doing?
Man, living the dream, one nightmare at a time. But nightmares are dreams too, buddy. I like the icon at the bottom, Future Bucks legend. I like that a lot.
So you got to talk a certain way, but even before you get there, you know.
Listen, man, I've been doing a lot of research on you. Very, very impressed. Just because of the simple fact that we live in a different time, different era, different generation. A lot of people are reckless. You, not like that.
Yes, sir.
Very stand-up human being. I've been reading some stories. We're gonna get into it. And like I said, on behalf of everybody here on the Sports Web, the Frozen Pirate Podcast, you're actually the first Buck player to come on the Frozen Pirate Podcast. We've had numerous of people. Yeah, man, you're a legend here.
I'm honored.
You're a legend here, man. And just for you coming on, I am gonna cop that Buccaneers jersey.
Yes, sir. I love it.
I'm gonna definitely do that. But let's get right into it, Devon. I've done a lot of research on you. Let's take it back from the childhood real quickly. When did you realize you wanted to be a football player? Like, how'd you get into football? Like, when did little Devon say, you know what, I'm playing football?
Shoot. It was more like little overweight Devon. You know, I was 210 in like the 5th grade. You know, I was super athletic, but I was just super big.
Right.
And then my pop said, you know what, it's time for you to start doing something. So then he put me in football. My first football team, shout out to the Silver Spring Saints. We went out there. We lost every single game. It was terrible.
That must have been heartbreaking, man, as a kid.
Man, I didn't realize it at the time. I mean, honestly, I didn't play like most of the season because, you know, I was overweight. I played in the weighted league. Um, and then after that, you know, things started to ramp up. I started to get on better and better teams. I played for the Maplewood, and then, you know, my 8th grade team, the Lions, we won our chip, you know, shout out to the Lions. And then I made my way to high school. You know, I went to McDonough High School, um, private school out in Baltimore, and then I made my way to Penn State. And then for Penn State, you know, I did my thing there. I was the starter for the last couple years,
Yep.
and then now I'm here on the Bucks. So
I gotta ask you, when did it really become like, instead of a dream, when did you realize, holy shit, like this is a real possibility? I'm gonna be in the NFL. because there's a lot of people out there,
Man.
a lot of kids. Like I said, there's a lot the younger generation. Like my nephew right now, he's
Mhm.
entering his freshman year of football for high school.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a kid that was probably about 105 pounds. He's bulked up to almost 140 pounds. He's
Mm.
dedicated. Yeah. He
Yeah.
reminds me of like a miniature version of Mike Allstott. He's getting there.
Mm.
When did you realize? So this is a two-part question. When did you
Yeah.
realize, like, all right, this is no longer a dream. This is a reality. This is happening. One and two. What advice do you have for any freshmen entering the high school year of football? What advice would you
Mm.
give them?
So to answer your first question, when did it kind of become real for me?
Mhm.
Um, I think it was I think it started kind of when I was younger, I think it started in high school. Um, I didn't necessarily understand the scope of what I was doing. I did a lot in high school too, but I didn't really understand like the scope of it until I started talking to like college coaches and they were giving me like um different play likes. I don't know how else to say it, but you play like so and
Yeah.
so, you play like so and so. Then I started watching, then I really got into my film. I started watching players like Grady Jarrett, Ed Oliver, etc. When I was younger, and I was like, I could really do this. I could really play like that. My senior year, I took it super, super serious. I ended up having like 17 sacks my senior year
I
with
read
a
about that.
hundred something
And it's
tackles.
still
Yeah.
unbroken, right? Nobody's touched that.
Yeah, no, nobody's touched that in my high school. And then I had like, I think it was close to 20 TFLs or something like that my senior
Wow.
year.
That's
So
impressive.
it was yeah, so from that point on I was like, okay, like I could really do this. And then I went to Penn State and got with Coach Franklin. And it kind of took me a little bit on the uptake, my senior year. It was a little different for me. They
Right.
like started pulling me out of practice and stuff like that because they couldn't get plays off. So I had to readjust my practice habits when I got to college. But when I did that and I seen like the results of that, that's when I was like, okay, like this can really happen. Um, and that's kind of when I took it serious. But advice to the youngins, let's see. Consistency. You know, uh, a lot of guys don't really understand how big consistency is. They take big leaps and think that's going to be the difference for them. Like okay, I'm going to work hard for 3 days this week, and then I'm gonna chill the other 4 days, and then I'll be cool. No, it's every single day. It's little increments, the 1% every single day, and staying consistent with that is definitely the biggest thing that biggest challenge, especially when you're younger, that you kind of face. You want to get distracted by you're a young man. The
Right.
the the women, and now with
Mhm.
NIL and stuff getting involved. The money's now a super huge part of it. The visits, the social media, you want to get stuck all up in that. Because that's what everybody sees. But to be truthful, the where it matters the most is when you're not talking to women, when you're not making NIL bucks because it'll come on the back end. If you're consistent in your work ethic and everything you do, that's when everything you want to achieve in life will come into fruition for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like I said, I keep teaching them that consistency. I said, I get it. You want to
yeah,
be a kid. I get you want to play video games. I get you want to talk to all the girls and stuff like that. But
yeah.
unfortunately, you're not a kid. When you want to pursue your dream into the NFL, you have to sacrifice certain things to get to where you need to be.
That's, yeah, that's
Speaking of
another big
that,
thing.
yes,
My bad. That's another big thing too. I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
No, you're
That
fine, man.
sacrifice, like a lot of people don't understand how much it really takes. Like Coach Bowles, he's there. He's there first thing in the morning before everybody else. Mike Evans, he's gonna be there first thing in the morning before everybody else. Vita Vet, first thing in the morning before everybody else. Everybody who's anybody knows that if you're gonna do something, you gotta do something to the full extent, and you're gonna have to give up other things. Like
Absolutely.
spending time with your friends, it seems like a big deal now, but I promise you, 5, 10 years from now, if they're still out partying and doing everything else, you're not missing out on anything.
Absolutely.
So,
Walk me through Penn State. You played 6 seasons there, correct?
yes, sir.
All right. So, I was looking at some of your game tape, was looking at some film. Genty comes in, he's one of the top prospects. Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
know where I'm going here. This dude was
Yeah.
rushing for, like, over 100 yards per game. making it
Yeah,
look easy. Penn State comes in, you guys, I was watching you.
yeah,
You guys held him to
appreciate
what,
that.
82 yards? You guys shut him
Yeah,
down. What was your
yeah.
mindset with that? What was that? Because it's not just football, but off the field too. It's small
Hmm.
battles. Winning small battles
Yeah,
mentally is huge. Take me through
yeah.
that. What was that feeling like? Because there's a dude on the team by the name of Vita Vea, and I understand you watch his
Yeah.
highlights before games. So
Every
take
single game. Yeah.
take me through that. What was going through your mind before the game, and then after that?
Uh, I think in totality as a defense, and me especially, you take that super personal. Every single day of that week, even after we won our first game going into that bowl game, every single day it was, oh, Gentry's gonna do this, Gentry's gonna do that, Gentry's gonna do this, Gentry's gonna do that, completely disregarding the Penn State defense. Like, we were just an obstacle for him to get through, to on his way to him
Right.
being great. As great a player as he is, that just wasn't gonna be the situation that day. you know um we took that super personal. That week, uh they you know everybody was alluding to me as like the Genty know-it-all. Like, I looked at his stance, the way the offensive line looked when he was running in a certain direction. How he hit the hole. Um, I took every single detail into account as to how he made those super big plays. Tackle him low, making sure you wrap up. He's an incredible player, so you got to make those little adjustments, especially during the week. And then it was just a mental grind every single day. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, look, at the end of the day, he's gonna get stopped. That
That's
record that
awesome.
Barry Sanders has, that's not gonna happen. And that was kind of the mindset that we all had that week, and especially on that day. And I feel like the tape showed it.
That's awesome. Yeah, man, definitely. Because like I said, I was doing a lot of film study on you, watching
Mhm.
you, um, and I was just watching the way you guys were just manhandling him, and I'm just like,
Look, I'm
"Yo, this is kinda like this dude fits in perfect with us." Like, this is
yeah.
what the Buccaneer defense and scheme is all about, shutting down the run. I gotta ask you, because you didn't hear your name, unfortunately, called out in the draft, but what was that feeling like? Because I feel like you got a chip on your shoulder now
Mhm.
because everybody wants
Oh,
to hear their name called, and
yeah.
what I say to people is, like, I was never in that situation, but that would fuel my fire. Like, that to
Yeah.
me, it would be like, "Okay, I'm not good enough for that. Alright, I'm gonna show you I'm good enough." But what was that like when you got the call? Or where were you, like, when you found
Yeah.
out you're gonna play for Todd Bowles, Coach Bowles, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What went through your mind with
Man.
that?
Man, so like the whole draft situation, we went into the draft situation, and I'm hoping for the best. It's a defensive draft. There's a lot of defensive
Right.
linemen that went early on, especially defensive tackles, that went early on. So I'm like, okay, like it's shaping up good. It's looking good. The whole draft goes on. I'm sitting in my friend's living room. I didn't really want to party, but I had the family over, my closest family members over. Um, and they don't call my name. It comes to the end of the draft. Thank you all for watching the 2025 NFL draft. I looked down at my phone, saw no notifications. I looked back up. I said, okay, so this is where it begins, because at the end of the day, in my mind, it was either going to be I got picked up, I got the call, I made a team, or it was gonna happen afterwards. So then we get into that situation. I talked to my agent after, and he's like, "Okay, you know what? You got these camps. Show out, show up, and show out." I said, "Okay, I got you." Boom. Went to the Ravens. Didn't pan out. That's cool. Went to the Bucks. Left it all on the line. And afterwards, they pulled me aside. They said, "Hey, Devon. So what's up? You got your stuff in the locker room?" I said, "Yeah, I got my stuff in the locker room." He's like, "Okay, cool. Keep it there. Don't get on the bus." I said, "What?"
Oh,
And I went
man.
crazy right after camp, right? Literally right after the camp. Um, but I definitely have like a huge, 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 huge chip on my shoulder, because being in the defense that we had, playing with the players that we had, I it was kind of one of those things where it's like, yo, like we're one of the top defenses in the country. I was a starting D tackle for one of the top defenses in the country. Like, there's no way there's this many guys in front of me that's better than me. No
Right.
way. I don't believe that, you know. Um, so that chip on my shoulder is something serious, especially this offseason. I've been attacking this offseason. So coming into going into camp is gonna be something serious. That's just kind of how I'm carrying it. So
Let's pause from the Bucks real quick because, like I said, I was doing, like I said, I did a lot of research on you as I did with
mhm.
all the other rookies because I'm a diehard Bucks fan, man. But I'm a football
Yes, sir.
realist first. I've been a Bucks fan since 1995, but I live in Massachusetts. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. Like growing up as a kid, we were poor. Like my parents came from a different country. They came
Mhm.
here and they made a better living for themselves. We were poor when we first started. Well, when they started off, man. And at the time, it was just like college football. Like that's all we caught on TV, man. We didn't have like cable and stuff like that. And at the time, it was the Hurricanes, the Seminoles, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp. Seeing those two guys flying around the field, mostly Brooks. They both got
Goats.
drafted to the Bucks. It was a rap Buccaneers fan, and they weren't very good to start. They turned things around. My dad, who's no longer with us, he was a diehard Patriots fan. So I had to live through all those championships. And then unfortunately he passed before Brady got to the Bucks. Because I kind of wanted to rub that one in his
Jeez.
face, man. But just being a Bucks fan, so I know what that's like. What do you before I ask you a little bit more about Penn State, I want to ask you, what can you bring to this defense? Because for a little bit, there was some issues last year. It's no secret. The defense didn't play up to par, in my opinion. A lot of injuries. A lot of people wanted Coach Bowles out of here. I don't know why. I don't understand that. I don't know anybody who could coach a team losing two starting wide receivers, going through the injuries that you go through. And they still made the playoffs, but I guess that wasn't good enough, unfortunately. I don't know why. But what do you bring to this Buccaneers defense? Because I do see you here long term. I do see you here as a starter. You and Vita Vea on the same line is crazy.
Dude.
What do you bring to this Buccaneer defense?
Um, the mentality is great, but I also bring, a different level of juice, different level of juice, different mentality, and new blood coming in. There's some tremendous talent on the defensive line. You got Vita, you got Cansey, you got Logan Hall, you got CJ Brewer, you got Green. They're all incredible, incredible, incredible players. Um, but it's just that it's a difference for me. I can play at the three technique. I can play at the nose, stopping the
Oh yeah,
run. I can rush. I can rush the passer. The paperwork doesn't say so, but when you're rushing with top two ends in the country. You got Abdul Carter who went number three, and then you got Chop Robinson who went number 14
yeah,
overall, and then you got Denai Dennis Sutton who's also going to be a top round draft pick next year. When you have guys like that on the edge, you don't really have too much time to get to the QB, but I can rush the passer. That along with my run stopping ability, that type of variety is definitely going to add value to this defense, especially when you talk about long term.
right. One thing that I did notice, I've never heard a complaint come out from you ever. Never heard any issues about you. Usually, there's a little bit of baggage with some people. With you, man, it's just so. Let's take it back to Penn State. 'Cause I know you won a couple of awards over there, but there was one
Mhm.
story that really, like, again, separating you from this generation.
Yeah.
Um, you were driving one day and you saw a car on fire,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you let
yeah.
let's walk the people through this because the story this man's about to tell you, like I was just like in shock, but it was just like, wow, like you helped some lady get out of the car because the car was on fire. Like, walk us
Yeah.
through that real
So
quick.
so I'm driving down. I'm on my way to go get some dinner. I hear a loud crash, boom. I'm like, okay, this is Atlanta. It's just you're gonna hear a
Mhm.
crash every once in a
Wild,
while.
yeah.
Um, but then I'm driving and I make a left turn. It's a three-way road, but then there's a service truck to the right, right? And so make that turn. As soon as I make that turn, I see this car on fire. It's like it's smoking, and I'm thinking like, okay, like I don't know if this just happened. I didn't put the two and two together yet. So I was like, okay, hopefully nobody's in there. This is probably an accident from earlier. But I get a little bit closer, and the lady's still in the car. She's damn near passed out with the airbag in her face. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I pull up to like a safe distance, and then I get out my car. I run up to the car, and I pull the door open. The lady was just sitting there, face all bloody, hands all bloody, and I just pull her out the car. I'm like, okay, and then I took her to the side, got some stuff to clean her up, and the car was still smoking. There was some
Wow.
fire. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. And then I waited like 30 minutes for the authorities and the ambulance to arrive and the firefighters to arrive. It was crazy.
That's crazy because you going out there and making an effort and trying to help her, most people would have just pulled out their phones
Yeah,
and
nah, I
streamed it
couldn't.
live. Like
Yeah,
that
because
to me,
what if that was my mom or
yeah,
my grandma or my aunt or you know what I mean? Like I would want
yeah,
somebody to
exactly.
go out and help them. You know?
Yeah, like that to me, I have a lot of respect for you. When I heard that story, I have a lot of respect for you. That's why
Appreciate
I'm
that.
really pulling for you for this year. I really am. Guys like you, guys like Shiloh, I think you guys are gonna
Yeah,
make big impacts on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, and I'm excited for you guys. Um,
appreciate that.
there was a couple of awards that you won also at Penn State. Tell the people like you're new to the Buccaneers community. Just tell the people a little bit about some of the awards you won. You won the public service award at Penn State as well in
Hmm.
2002. No, 2022, correct? Was
Yeah.
it
Yep.
2022? So,
2022. Yeah.
like, see, to me, I think you're a perfect fit for this team because I feel like I'm not there. I'm not in the locker room. I don't know, but from what I
Yeah.
see, it's a very family oriented locker room.
Oh, for
And
sure. For sure, it's
so,
a family. Like, my bad. And people don't
no,
really
you're
like
good, man.
understand.
This is
People
your
don't really
time.
understand like how family oriented it really is. You know, a lot of NFL teams, they don't really have like a lot of good vets that are trying to look out for you. You know, they're worried about themselves and how they're gonna last in the league. But the Bucks organization and the people within it, they're just so like genuine. You know, they're trying
Right,
to help you at every turn. And I think that's a credit also to not only Coach Bowles, but also, you know, the Glazer family and our GM and how he's recruited talent throughout the years. You know what I
right.
mean? And I think that's also a testament to how much we've been winning. The high character guys who are always gonna do things the right way, even when nobody's watching. Um, yeah, I think the team has done a tremendous job of putting together some great great people, great characters overall. And then I mean, in my time at Penn State, you know, I did a lot. I helped with Team Impact. Shout out Team Impact. They work with children who suffer from diseases as children. So like, you know, childhood cancers, cerebral
That stuff
palsy, et
breaks my
cetera, et
heart, man,
cetera.
because I got a seven-year-old, dude, and, like, when I see those children, that
Yeah,
stuff breaks my heart. Like, I always said, if I had, like, a lot of money, I would really donate, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, those
yeah,
kids, they need it, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, we take for granted so much the things that we can do every day in our
mhm,
lives, and there's a lot of kids that are cooped up. They don't deserve that, man.
yeah,
So I definitely have a soft spot in my heart. Are you gonna be doing like are you looking to start like a charity or are you look like what are some of the
yeah, for
things that you
sure.
kinda got going on down there in
Um,
Tampa?
So I'm trying to focus. I mean, of course, I'm trying to focus and make that 53, so that way, you know, my
Right,
impact can be a little greater in the Tampa community. Um, but you know, given a little bit of time, I definitely do want to have a huge impact on the Tampa community and the people in it. You know, the fans, they give us so much. They give us so much love, and they always show up every single week. From what I've seen and what I understand, they show love every single week. So I just want to give back to the community that gives us so much, not only
right.
as like individuals, but as players too. You know, and that was kind of my philosophy, especially even at Penn State. I was also part of this group. We did housing for Ukrainian refugees. So
Mhm.
it was the for families and then their children, uh, getting them books, pencils, et cetera, and helping with housing for them. Um, that was another huge thing, and then going to Guatemala. You know, Guatemala was another place that's incredibly beautiful, but extremely impoverished. You know, that
Yeah,
that opened up my eyes to a lot of things, and that's why if I have the opportunity and I have the chance, I would love to give back to any person that I can, you know?
that's
So
awesome, man.
that's yeah, that's what I wanna do in terms of my community outreach, you know, and I think that shout out to the Glazers because they do a lot of community outreach in the
Oh, yeah.
city of Tampa. So, you
You
know,
got a guy
this
with
is the
you there
perfect place for that.
you got a guy with you there that's a Penn State guy, Chris Godwin. Have you reached out to him at all? Like, did you
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Nah,
nice,
yeah.
man.
You know, Penn State is always gonna look
Yeah,
out
that's
for
what I'm
Penn
saying.
Staters, so
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It's kinda like like it makes the transition a little bit easy. So I'm going to ask you, what's some of the differences between, at the college level versus the pro level? Like, what are some of the things that you've noticed that it's like, oh shit, this is a lot different?
Man, man, everybody's a lot more cerebral. They say it's a fast game, but they don't understand how much you're digesting in such a short time. You know, at Penn State, there was a lot of one-word calls, and then we'll get into it. Linebackers just set us. Um, but in this defense, you got to understand what the offense is doing completely and what our defense is doing completely, and you can play off that. I think that's another. I mean, I know you think that the defensive line didn't stack up, but last year they were doing a lot of really, really, really good things. And I
Mhm.
think that's just going to stack onto this year. I mean, understanding the defense and learning how to play within it is definitely a huge thing that our defensive line does a tremendous job of, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like, when it came to last year, the injuries and the lack of the pass rush, you know what I'm saying? And just anytime because like I said, anytime I feel like you have a lot of injuries, like the secondary is banged up, like it's
mhm,
tough to like you prepare all season long, like throughout training camp, you prepare on how you want a certain philosophy to be. And when
yeah,
key guys go down, man, I know it's the next man up mentality, but it's tough, man, because like a lot of guys, they don't, the young guys come in and it's tough, man, because like you just said, it's a faster ball game.
yeah.
Um, so let's transition to something else because obviously it's the off season still with
Yeah,
training camp right around the corner. I gotta ask you some fun stuff now, and then I'm gonna get
talk
my
to me.
my boss man in here, Peter Blake, because he's got a couple of questions to ask you as well.
Talk to me.
Um, are you a sneakerhead?
Oh, huge sneakerheads. I got like
Okay,
50, 60 pairs of sneakers.
all right. What's your go-to pair?
My go-to pair, actually my Vomeros. Like I don't wear
Okay,
my Vomeros or my black cats. I love my black cats and I love the Vomeros. Like black cats, they go with anything. And
right.
then my Vomeros are just comfy as I don't know what. I love them.
For me right now,
Great
I don't know.
shoes.
It was crazy because I was never really into dunks, but now
Yeah.
I'm really into dunks. Like I swore up and down never to own a pair of Panda dunks. Guess what?
You
I
got a
got them.
pair of
I
Panda
got a
ducks.
pair of Panda dunks, man. I had to.
Yeah,
They go with everything, man. But if there's
they
one pair of
do.
sneakers that you would have to wear for the rest of your life,
Mm.
you can only choose one pair. For me, it would be the cement threes. I think those are a classic. If I had to wear a pair,
Yo,
the
the
cement
cement
threes.
th hey, the cement threes, you can ask anybody that knew me in high school from like my sophomore, junior year, all the way up to the end of high school. I wore the same cement threes damn near every single so we went to a private school, and so
Right.
we had to wear a uniform all the time, and so if I wasn't in Sperry's, I was in those cement threes. I love the cement threes. Those were like my go-to back then.
All right. So, are you a gamer?
Yeah, I like gaming. I like
Okay.
gaming. I
What's
like
your
playing
go-to games?
NCAA.
NCAA. You know what? I haven't even
Yeah,
played it yet. I haven't even
man,
played it.
I got it the first day because I was in it for the first time, man.
That
I
must have
was
been
like,
awesome.
what? That was a
That's
dream of mine. I
crazy.
was like, I want to be a Madden. I want to be NCAA.
Well, you
Boom,
got your wish.
NCAA completed, right?
Yeah, man.
And
That's
I'm about to be,
awesome. If there was one game that you had to play that you couldn't go without, what is it? Is it NCAA or could be any game from your childhood, anything like that? That's a tough one.
that is a tough one. Black Ops 2 or
That's a
Warzone,
classic.
yeah, or Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
Those two, those maps, especially when you talk about Rust and different loadouts. And then you got the OG Verdance when they did for the new Modern Warfare when they did
Yep.
like trios, duo, all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right. All right.
that COVID year was definitely a big
Yeah,
gaming
yeah,
year for
that's
me.
when I started playing that. It wasn't during the COVID because I do construction and they were telling us that whole thing was just a mess, man. During COVID, man, like it was miserable. You couldn't really do anything because
Yeah,
me and the wife, we like to go out to eat every Friday. We couldn't do that. Now you have us and the two kids stuck in the house. You know what I'm saying? All the time,
yeah,
nothing's open. It's hard to do things. And then Call of Duty just started putting stuff out, and then it was just like, okay, okay.
yeah.
Um, I gotta ask you, what's on your playlist right now? What's your go-to for working out, going for a run, whatever it is? What's on your playlist?
Ooh, still, I got a little bit of Eric. First of all, I'm Drake, OVO.
Okay.
I love it. All his new stuff, love it. Old stuff, love it. I got it all. That's heavy on my playlist. Let's get that out of the way now.
All right.
Then you got the Erica Badu. You got see, I got some Kodak. I had to start listening more to Kodak, once I got to Florida. Shout out to
Okay.
the
Oh
Jits,
yeah.
oh, they're Raw Wave, Raw Wave, close to the city right there. So
All
that's
right.
that's another one I had to turn up to. What else? What else? What else? Hold on, wait. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look for
No,
you
you're
real
good,
quick.
man. For me, like
Sh-
I'm big on game. I love Nipsey. I like the old West Coast hip hop. It's just the vibe
Yeah.
about it, the sound, like
You
Ice
like Joey?
Cube.
You like Joey Badass?
I like Joey. I like Joey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
West Side Gun,
I like him. I like Anderson .Paak.
Thug,
I like I
Anderson
like
Pot. You
yeah.
like Yachty? You like V's?
I'm not big on Yachty. Like I said, man, I'm old school, man. When it comes to like my music, but I listen to
Yeah,
everything, man. I listen from hip hop. I'll go from NWA to Johnny
yeah,
Cash to Game. Like I think right now, if I had to crown like a classic album right now, like
yeah.
I don't know if you ever got a chance to listen to Game Drillmatic. Have you listened to that album yet?
Game Drillmatic. Nah, I don't think I have.
Oh my god,
Game
yo,
Drillmatic.
put that in. Put that in right now. Put that in your playlist. Drillmatic. That album is crazy. That is so slept on,
Drillmatic.
that album. Drillmatic, that album is so slept on. It's like if you the reason why I like Game is because he keeps like the old school hip hop stuff alive. Like he samples the beats and he like
Yeah.
if you like Mob Deep,
Oh, I
I
love Mobb Deep.
yo, Mob Deep is my favorite of all time. Mob
Yeah.
Deep is my go-to.
That late 90s, kind of
Yeah.
like early 2000s New York hip
Yeah.
hop. Like that's
To
that's
me,
that's
they
the one.
really epitomized like hardcore gangster rap. Like I don't like
Yeah.
if you really listen to the lyrics of Mob Deep, like Shook One's Part One, that was
Oh, that
like the
was
start of
crazy.
that beat. You know what I'm saying? If people go back and listen
Yeah.
to the album, then America's Nightmare when that album dropped. But for me, like I said, do me a favor. If there's anything you take from this podcast, please go listen to Drillmatic, the Game. That album is a classic. I gotta ask you
Drillmatic the
this.
game, but
I gotta ask you
oh,
this.
My bad, G Herbo too. That new G
G
Herbo
Herbo.
project. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
A
But
lot
what
of
were we
people are
saying?
saying that Jim Jones, that new mixtape he has out was pretty good. The one he recently put out. I haven't got a chance to
Yeah.
listen to it.
I'm gonna
Uh
listen to that too then.
what else? There's a few others. Hmm. The last album Nipsey Hussle put out was very good. That's a classic, but it's tough to listen to that, just how the way he went out. Um,
Yeah.
but I gotta ask you, the most embarrassing song you got on your phone right now. Most embarrassing that nobody would ever
Hey,
think you had. Go
hey,
ahead.
I was literally just thinking about that earlier. I was like, damn, this song, like it came on, and I was like, yo, this song was like crazy. If anybody heard this on my playlist, it'd be crazy. Hold on. That's crazy you asked that. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. It's an Ariana Grande song, man. It's a great, it's a great one, I promise.
Oh man, that's funny, man. Because like I said,
Man,
I got a few of them in there. I'm not gonna lie. That
Ariana Grande, that Eternal Sunshine, the intro,
okay,
the end of the
okay,
world. Yeah,
okay.
look, hey, I was listening to that song earlier. I said, wow, this is a great song.
Yeah. Like I said, I like to ask people that question because nobody it catches people off guard. I gotta ask you too. You and Shiloh, a lot of people are commenting right now, but like again, everybody says it right there. Future Bucks legend,
Yeah,
Devon J. Thomas. You come from a pretty big family too. I understand your mom is
man.
like one of 25.
Yeah, she is. So she
What?
grew up. Yeah, so my grandma, I mean, it was a different time,
Yeah.
and
My girl is
so
one. My girlfriend, she's one of 7 kids.
goodness, and that's still a
Yeah.
lot too.
Oh
My
yeah.
aunt has 12.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So so she grew up in a different time, she started having kids when she was a lot younger. And so she
Right.
doesn't really like talk to the oldest child a lot. but
Mhm.
she's the youngest of 25. It's crazy. I got so many aunts, uncles, and cousins.
That's
But that's
crazy.
like but that's like the poly community though, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everybody's a cousin some way or another, some distant uncle, some distant aunt or
You guys
something.
got big get-togethers too, then I can imagine, right?
Oh, huge, huge, huge,
I hope you
huge,
guys
huge
don't do like group
get-togethers.
texts and stuff like that because I get annoyed with 3 people in a group text.
Man, we got like a first cousins group chat, and it's like 3 different
Jeez.
group chats depending on age range. Like it's crazy.
Jesus. Yeah, like at work sometimes, like when they're like talking about work, like it'll be 3 people on the phone just like ding ding. I'm like, nope,
Ding ding.
out of here. Out of here. I can't do it, man.
Yeah,
Like
you
now
gotta
you're telling me that. Like, geez, 3 people seems like a walk in the park.
yeah, you
Uh
you gotta mute that sometimes.
yeah, it gets crazy sometimes, but it's family, man. You never know. That's why I always tell people,
Always.
man, just be grateful for who you have in your life and always tell everybody you love them before you leave because you never know what can happen. I got to ask you,
Man.
what's your relationship like with Shiloh, man? Because I seen you guys on the Twitch and stuff like that. People want me to ask you about that. What's up with
Yeah,
that?
man, that's my dog right there. That's my
I, I'm
brother.
I'm pushing
Look,
for him, man, because he's a beast, dude. He
look, I tell you what, people think that he's just like a media personality, he's a media pick,
nah,
whatever. That is not the case at all. Shiloh's one of them. Like that boy take it so serious, and then that hardest hitter in the NFL, hardest
thank
hitting
you.
safety in the NFL. I believe that is true through and through. The way he come down, even during practice, he's coming down full speed. Like if we had pads on, and some might go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's how he's coming
I've been
downhill, and
saying
that's how
that.
he attacks every single practice. I tell you what, it'll be like 98 degrees outside. He'll come out full long sleeve, long pants, like all
Yeah,
the way covered up, and he's running as hard as he can to and from the ball, from sideline to sideline, from coast to coast. Like it's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
He's going hard every single day. So
I've been saying
yeah.
too on the sports web, and I'd like to get you on the sports web
Mhm.
one time when you're not busy. Uh I've been vouching for him. I said, you guys don't understand, man. Even if this dude is just on special teams, I promise you, it doesn't matter where you put him,
Man,
he's going to make an impact
look,
anywhere he
I'm
goes.
I'm telling you, and you gotta understand, like I've seen some great safety, like Jair Brown, who's one of the
Yeah,
starting safeties for the 49ers. Jaquan Brisker, starting safety for the Chicago Bears. Uh Kevin Winston Jr., who's gonna be a starting safety when his time is up. Um Jalen Reed, who's going to be a starting safety for the Texans when his time comes. You know what I mean? Like I've
right.
seen some really, 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 really good safeties, and he has the makings of one of them. And I can say that very confidently based
I
on
was
his habits
surprised.
and
I was
you
surprised when
know,
he didn't get drafted. I was really surprised. I was shocked. And I did
yeah.
say, but we did a big me and Peter Blake of the Sports Web, the Rolex reporter. He actually got a Rolex from Jake Paul. I'm gonna bring
Shout
him
out to
in. You can
Jake.
ask him about that in a couple
Say no
seconds
more.
here. Yeah. I was saying, I'm like, hey man, if he's available, we should take him. You know, I wouldn't
That's
be
it. That's
opposed to
it,
it because
man. That's a good.
a lot of people think like he's like a problem. I'm like, I don't see any issues with this dude by
No,
any
that's a
means. Like,
that's a good pick.
you're not watching.
He doesn't go out like that, and like you would think that somebody in the limelight for so long since they were a
Right.
kid would be like one of those guys that's like a Disney actor crash out type situation. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah,
that at
yeah.
all. Like he don't really like going out. He don't really like drinking or anything of that nature. Like he don't do it.
Yeah.
So it's like you got a high character guy who really just cares about ball. And
I
then
see him trying to
he
be a part of the community, and that's
l-
huge. Like I tell people that
literally,
I'm like, yo, go check out his YouTube channel.
man,
The dude's he's trying to be a part of the community. Like I don't like I'm like I said, I'm pushing for you. I'm pushing like especially all
yeah,
the stories I've been reading about you, like just seeing how humble you
appreciate
are and
that.
like your upbringing and just like again, just you, Shiloh. I mean, the list goes on. I feel like this is probably one of the best draft classes I've ever seen the Buccaneers put together, and that's no bullshit. You can go back
Man,
on episodes. I've been saying this is probably one of the most stacked draft classes. I want to bring in my boss here, Mr. Peter
okay,
Blake, because he's got a
Mr.
couple of
Blake,
questions for you, and then we're gonna stop. I want you to get all your social media info out because I know your time is very valuable and stuff like that. I don't want to hold you
Yeah.
up too much longer, but I do appreciate you coming on, man. And I'm gonna go cop that Jay Thomas jersey tonight.
Appreciate that.
All right, let's bring
Appreciate
him
that.
on.
Yes, sir.
Let's bring him on. Mr. Peter Blake, the Rolex reporter. I understand you got a couple of questions for Devon J. Thomas here, future legend of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go right ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot for coming on the Frozen Pirate podcast here, part of the Sports Web Network. You talked about Todd Bowles. First and
Yes,
foremost,
sir.
what are your initial impressions of Bowles as a coach? What do you know about him? And how excited
Yeah.
are you to work with him, with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer organization, possibly in 2025?
I'm very excited. Coach Bowles, in my opinion, is one of those great defensive minds that not a lot of people really realize like how smart he truly is. Just coming from a defense like Penn State and having coaches, like Tom Allen, Manny Diaz, especially, as well as Coach Pride. I've come from a great line of defenses, and to come to a head coach with his type of knowledge, and the way he approaches every not only practices as but also like games and corrections. He takes it so seriously. He's very detailed, and very on top of things, and I really appreciate that about Coach Bowles. And I'm very excited to play for him.
Yeah, and then I go back to this right here. With Bowles as a coach, you also talk about Coach James Franklin there from Penn State.
Hmm.
Your
Yes, sir.
thoughts on him, and what was the biggest lesson he taught you there with the Penn State Nittany Lions? Nittany Lions.
Uh,
Yeah, I
nah.
got it.
A big thing is, what I spoke about previously is about consistency. That was the biggest thing with Coach Franklin. He likes to joke all the time that he hasn't had a sick day in 25 years. I saw him sniffling before I left, so you could check him on that. But that's the biggest thing with Coach Franklin is definitely consistency. And I think that's one of the things that attribute to not only your success in life, but also football. Like that's a huge thing, especially when you come to a defense like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have a long lineage of great defenses, great defensive players. And the biggest thing with each of them has been consistency, especially with Coach Bowles. He preaches consistency every single day. Getting better, 1% better every single day, never messing up on the same thing twice. That's a huge thing. So I think that's one of the biggest thing that Coach Franklin has preached to us is consistency.
You talked about the long lineage of Tampa Bay Buccaneer players and their
Mhm,
history. Have you watched any tape of? We know Vita Vea, but have you watched tape
mhm.
of Ndamukong Suh? Have you watched tape of Gerald McCoy? Have you watched tape of Warren Sapp? And do you take something from one of those players and you
Yeah.
apply that to your game yourself?
Of course, you just said three legends out of my book. Especially when you talk about Dominic Sue, Warren Sapp, Vita Vea. I mean, the list is ridiculous, but their level of dominance day in and day out, and then they're just not only pressure on the QB, but the way they mentally abuse their opponents. When you watch their film, every single play, whether they're affecting the play tremendously or
Mhm.
they're on the backside of it, they're tormenting their opponent, and I love that, love that, love that. Um, and I think that's the Buccaneers brand right there. Torment your opponents. A lot like the Pirates of the past, they gonna make you walk that plank and they
I
gonna
like
make you
that.
walk it alone. So like that's the kind of mentality that they had, at least when I watched the film, that's what it looked like. They were crazy to say the least. So
Be critical of yourself. What do you think you need to work on
mhm,
with your game to make this team going forward? What do you take from
mhm,
college? How do you apply that to the NFL? Because it's a different game. It's
mhm.
it's gonna be tough, and this
Yeah,
challenge. What do you do to
for
improve your game? How
sure.
do you improve your game? Be critical of yourself.
Yeah.
How do you get better?
Definitely not thinking so much. Definitely one of my biggest problems was my thought process and being um overly analytical when it comes to making plays or just playing fast. I kind of just thought too much, where I was thinking too much in what I was doing. Um, Getting more reps in terms of muscle memory during doing certain moves, seeing certain sets a little bit faster. Working on my eyes just a lot more. You can always get better, of course, but working on my eyes a lot more, just those little things are going to be the biggest difference for me.
A good question here from Dave Angling, because we answer questions here on the Frozen Pirate podcast, of course, a part of the Sports Web Network. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Louis from the Frozen Pirate podcast here with future Bucks legend, Mr. Devon J. Thomas here from Penn State, undrafted, but looking to make this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. What was your biggest wow moment from minicamp?
Man, sitting next to Vita Vea for the first time. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I sat there. We said it earlier. I watched Vita Vea's film before every single practice, before every single game. Really, I watched Vita Vea's film before every single game, and then to sit down in meetings, to sit next to Vita, and then go see Vita out on the field and watch how he played, watch how strong he played, watch how quick he really is quick. Like I think he done slimmed down. He looks quick. Um, and then also seeing Mike Evans and the level of, oh my goodness, the level of accuracy that the offense had too. I mean, Baker, he's throwing it into holes about this big, and the wide receivers
He's
are
a
making it
dog,
work.
man.
Oh my goodness, like that
He's
was
a
another
dog.
wild thing for me too. Not just seeing Vita, but also seeing how efficient this offense is. Our room of wide receivers is ridiculous. I see Mac, of course, you already know Mike and all the starters, like they're doing an incredible job. But I also think this rookie class is adding a lot to this offense, and they're making it happen. And Baker's, integrating into this offense like it's nothing. Like it is so crazy to me how elite his ball skills are, the wide receivers ball skills, like his placement of the ball is crazy to me. Um, I saw one ball, I think it was like Mac or Tez, he threw it right above the defender's hands. It was like an inch above the defender's hands, right into the wide receivers. Like it was great defense, great ball, great catch. I was like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I've been saying there's something special about this Tampa Bay Buccaneers ball club this year. I've been saying again, probably one of the best draft classes I've seen. There's so much depth, there's so much talent, and then just the offense stayed the same. You got Bucky, you got Rashad, like you got Sean Tucker, Mike
Yeah,
All-Star, if you will. You have a great offensive line, a great set. I know Mike says it every year, but this year he said, this is probably the best room of wide receivers we have, and I think so. I really do. And
man.
the defense. Last year I said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the offense is going to have to carry the defense throughout the season a little bit, and then the defense is going to get it together. I think it's going to be the opposite way around. I think the offense is going to be. It's going to take a little bit for the offense, but I think you guys are going to really come out on fire and really put the league on notice. Peter, I'm going to steal your thunder here real quickly because I know we got to get to Leo. Leo's got to get in here too.
No.
Oh boy, go ahead.
Questions. All right.
All right,
Everybody's been talking about Desmond Watson, the big
Big
hoss.
Watts.
Yeah, it's Big
Yeah.
Watts from Florida Gators. What do you see
He
from him?
was sitting next to Big Watts at the Sports Expo.
Yeah.
And I told
Yeah.
Peter, I'm like, bro, you look like a preschool student next to him. All right.
So what do you see from Big Watts?
Man, his physicality is just unreal. I really don't see an offensive line unless you're gonna get ready to double team him or triple team him every single down that he's in. I really don't see much movement going on up front, especially with him in the game. His hand placement, and then he's quick for a big man. He might be the biggest in the league, but he doesn't move like it. He's a quick body, a larger body, super super strong, and I think he's definitely going to be a force on this defensive line,
All right.
especially at his size, moving the way he does.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I was calling for him too, man.
I know
And
you were. I know you
Yeah.
were. I'm going to get out of here on this question. You mentioned rappers. Who's the greatest of all time in your opinion? Is it Drake?
That's not fair to ask, man. That's
Is
a
it-
tough
whoa,
question,
but
dude.
this is what
It's a
we
tough
ask here
question.
on the Sports Web.
I believe it's all on preference, though, too.
Listen, Eminem,
Yes.
Drake, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. Who is the greatest rapper of all time? And please tell me, NBA-wise, is it Jordan or is it LeBron?
Man, look,
Ooh.
we could sit here for another hour talking about this Jordan versus LeBron debate because that's very clear to me, but definitely not clear to everybody else. I feel like LeBron is the greatest basketball player to ever touch the ball. Drake is one of the greatest rappers. Drake is the greatest rapper to ever touch a mic. Now, look, I'm gonna leave on that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Those two are the greatest in their respective fields. I think they do a tremendous job. Drake, nobody can mess with his artistry, his variety, every genre that he's touched. LeBron has done it across different ages of different stages of the NBA. It is a completely new, different NBA, and I don't know if Jordan I think it'll translate, but I don't think he has the same success that he had back in the 90s in today's game. I don't know what he's gonna do against KD. I don't know what he's gonna do with a Wembanyama. I don't know what he's gonna do against a Steph Curry. You know,
Ooh.
I don't you can't
I
you
don't
can't
know.
sit here you can't sit here and tell me that when he couldn't beat Larry Bird. That's all I'm saying. That's all
All
I'm
right.
saying.
All right.
Okay. I respect that. Fair
Let's
enough. Let's get.
Yeah,
You know
go
what I'm
get Leo on here.
We got
Appreciate
we.
the time. I'll get
Yeah.
out of
Yes.
here. Yep. All right.
Um.
Appreciate y'all.
Like I said, for me it's Jordan, just because
Man,
Jordan. Yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's
look,
all right. It's all right. For
yeah.
me, it's Jordan just because of one stat. He was 6-0 in the finals, and he
Bill
just did
Russell
it with
had
one team.
Bill Russell was 11-0.
Yeah, Bill Russell. A lot of people, you know what's crazy though? A lot of people of our generation don't even know who Bill Russell is. They just know
And that's
LeBron.
crazy.
It is. There's a lot of greats. Speaking of greats, I'm not going to say rappers because that's tough, man. Because I could sit here and say if we're talking lyrically, I think it's Jadakiss.
Jada
Lyrically,
Kiss.
Jadakiss has got bars. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
And then you
Jada
got
Kiss
like,
do have bars.
yeah, Eminem. He's not even in my top 10. I'm sorry.
Eh,
I'm just being
Man,
honest.
everything you saying right now, I'm with you. But except for that Jordan
Jordan
comment,
comment.
like
That's all right. We can agree
everything
to
else we
disagree.
hear, everything
Yeah.
else we hear. Me and you, we
Yeah, man.
lot.
All right, man. Like I said, even if it's like a vibe though, I'm gonna say Nipsey.
Yeah,
Nipsey just has a different aura. If I just want to cruise on a Sunday, it's Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's just to me, that's just how it is. But I owe this man. If you have a little bit extra time, is a local legend, man. He's somebody who I really look up to.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports. I believe he has a question or two to ask you, and then we're gonna get your social medias and let everybody know where they can find you. And I am gonna
For
grab that
sure.
jersey off Buckshop
Yes, sir.
because
Yes,
I
sir. Yes,
like
sir.
honestly, man. I'm gonna say this. I've been working very hard for 3 years, man, on doing this podcast,
Yes,
and
sir.
I never thought in a million years I'd be here. And you're the first guest on the Frozen Pirate podcast
Man,
as a
I'm
future
honored.
Buccaneers legend, man. I got to see
Yes,
if I
sir.
can get you to autograph that because I'm going to come down to Tampa. I'm going to be doing the Sports Expo
Man,
in December. And then y'all are playing the Atlanta Falcons on my birthday, December 11th, creamsicle game.
yes,
So
sir.
I expect a
Hey,
victory there.
yeah, I'll be more than willing to sign that.
All right, man. Mr. Leo Haggerty, do you have any questions for this
Mr.
future
Haggerty.
Buccaneers legend, Devon
Oh,
J. Thomas?
I got a statement and I got a question.
Oh,
Let me hear
boy.
it.
Guys, you're missing the boat. Will Chamberlain's the best ever. And Bill
Oh, here we
Russell is
go.
the best ever in playoffs. No doubt about it. Wilt's got 63 offensive records in the NBA. But I got one question, and I got to get off quick, but
It's fine.
110,000 people at Happy Valley in a whiteout. Where does that rate?
Dude, 110, the whiteout, man. I haven't experienced it. Man, I haven't experienced a game in the Buck Stadium. Well, I played a bowl game in the Buck Stadium, but I haven't experienced it with the Bucks.
You play,
But
you played a bowl game, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
the whiteout game though, it's number one on my list. I'm sorry. I have yet to experience a game of that magnitude, of that level, with that type of atmosphere to where it's like you can't even think straight with how loud it is, and it's just it's a crazy view. If anybody ever gets to experience it, I mean, you're a lucky person.
That's, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Devon, I know you got to run. Look,
Hey,
I'm very
I
excited
hate
that
to
you.
be a hit and run here, guys, but
Oh, come on, Leo. We got some
I'm
Bucks
out
news
here in
too.
Seattle at football camp.
All right.
Yeah. I'm out, guys. I'm
Yeah.
out here in Seattle at football camp, and it's you know, it's 55 degrees. So
Yeah. Hey, I
being
used
a
to live
Penn
there at
State guy,
least.
you know about playing in the cold.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I know it. We played Michigan in a snowstorm.
yeah,
Yep.
man. I'm like I said, I'm in Massachusetts. We've had like the weather out here in Mass. It was a heat wave for the past 3 days, and today was 55 and raining. I just don't understand that. Yesterday I was sweating my balls off in the heat. Going through 2 t-shirts because I do construction, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then today it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, should I wear a sweatshirt? But I know you got to run, man. Look, again, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. You have no idea, man.
Of
Like, again,
course.
I've been doing this for 3 years. This is my third year doing this. And really, like, there was a point where I was gonna kind of give up, and I'm just like, no, man, I got a voice. I know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
then all this is coming to fruition, man. I appreciate you coming on. Like, you have no idea what it means to me. You doing this again. You're
Of
making a kid
course.
out of Massachusetts. His dream kind of come true. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right. Of
appreciate this.
course.
And again, like I said, I want to continue keeping in touch, getting you on
Yes,
here,
sir.
promoting you, everything you're doing, because you have a big heart, and you know what I'm saying. If there's ever a time, I'm gonna reach out to you. I
Yes,
want to
sir, for
follow your
sure.
journey.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for you. I'm copping that jersey tonight, man. Like I said,
Yes,
you're
sir.
already
Yes,
a
sir. I
legend in
love
my
it.
eyes, man, for coming on the show. Let everybody
Appreciate
know
you.
where they can find you. This is your
Uh,
platform right now, man. You got the floor, brother.
on Instagram, you can find me at PAPI period DVON. On Twitter, you can find me at DF Esquire. And then on TikTok, you can find me at what is the TikTok? On TikTok, you can find me at uh my bad, 1 second.
No,
It's a
you're
new
good, man.
TikTok. I'm AT. You can find me there.
All right, man. Again, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Devon, you have no idea. You made my dream come true, man. Like I said, like this is huge for me. I've been working very hard. I
Hey,
appreciate
look,
your
the,
time,
the hard
man.
work, the hard work gonna always come through. Romans 8, verse 18. You all the troubles and hardships that you're going through now will not compare to the the gifts that I have for you later on. The I forget what actually I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, the gifts that I have for you to receive later on. That's a great verse for me. I've been hearing that a lot lately, and I feel like that's just something you should have. Romans 8, verse 18.
All right, man. I'm definitely gonna.
Yeah.
I
I don't know
appreciate
if you're
that.
religious, but that's just
I,
you feel me? All
I'm
your work gonna
I'm
pay
kind.
off.
Yeah, man. I'm finding my way, man. I explore everything, man, and I just want to see what's out there, and eventually
Yeah.
I come home to
Yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying? That's the way
Yeah.
I look at it.
Everything will pay off though, gang. I I
Yeah, man.
I, I promise you that.
No,
You got a great show right here.
no, man. Again, like I said, I appreciate it, man, and I'm looking forward to getting you back on. And again, we're gonna be following your journey through the NFL. And like I said, I expect to see you making some quarterbacks eat some dirt there, man. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
your time, man. And anytime you want to come on, like I said, we got you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, boss.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too,
Bye.
man. Listen, that was awesome. A dream come true. I was a little nervous a little bit at the beginning, but you know what, man? Everything turned out like he said with that with the that Bible verse, man. He's right, man. It just kind of everything kind of went. I'm just excited, man. Like I said, I never expected that to happen. And I gotta bring in the boss in here because I'm gonna keep going on, man. Open phone lines tonight, man. 727-255-0391. Right here on the Frozen Pirate Podcast. The phone lines are open. The newest addition to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Devon J. Thomas, and I'm gonna go out and buy that jersey tonight. I appreciate him, man. Like what he just did, like, man. I don't know. Mr. Peter Blake.
Yeah, you did great, my friend. Yeah, you did good. You did real good. By the way, we never admit that we're nervous at first. We never do that. I mean, I know
Nah.
you were, but that's okay. Listen. You've gotten an opportunity to interview a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So
Yeah, that was the first time, man.
there you go. So that's what
Like
you do.
I know we had Iron Book
Here,
on
stick it
the
up here.
sports web. on Wednesdays. And
stand by here. Hold on.
you're fine. We've had Iron Book, we've had Seneca Wallace. But it was just different because like those are the guys. When it came to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like especially a player of his stature, man, like it's just different, you know. And I kind of, I don't know if you noticed, but in the beginning of the show, I kind of just stopped. It was like a kind of surreal moment for me. Like to a lot of people out there, even people who watch the show, they're like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" For me, it's a big deal because if you don't understand, and again, the phone lines are open, please feel free to call in. I encourage it. Like for me, like this was coming full circle, man. You guys out there don't know like how much time I put in 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, going to work on 2 hours, 3 hours because I was editing a show. Shout out to an old co-host, Jay. I didn't know what the F I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, I think this is good. And I think that's good. You know, there was one time I uploaded an episode 2 times, the same episode from 2 weeks ago. Like it was crazy. And you know, and I was so frustrated. And now here we are. I'm creating the layouts. I'm doing all this stuff. And here we are. It's insane.
Yes, here we are. And we are back. And we got breaking news. Of course, I want to hear from you webheads because you guys are webheads.
I got a poop ton of comments here to read. I didn't get to read. Listen,
no cursing, no more
cursing,
no cursing. But listen, we had breaking news today. Todd Bowles and of course Jason Light signed a multi-year extension, reported by Adam Schefter. So my question out there to webheads and Bucks fans, Bucks Nation that are watching this show, what did you think of that? I know there's a lot of Bucks fans out there that wanted to fire Todd Bowles and they want to continue to hire and fire coaches. And what I would say, and I'll go full screen on this, is, you know, if you're a real Bucks fan and you've liked this team for 10 to 15 years, you've seen this team when they've been down in the dumps. You've seen this team when they've been in the doldrums. So why would you want to go back there? The consistency of an organization, you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? What, 3 coaches in their franchise's history.
Mm-hmm.
This is the mark of a good to great organization. We talked to Levante David about, you know, this is a destination now. Tristan Wirfs talked about Jason Light and all the great players that are a part of this organization. So once again, the Glazers doing right by the guys that are in charge and Jason Light and Todd Bowles. And I think this is the way it needs to be. This is the way it needs to go. And people saying, you know, Todd Bowles has done nothing. 4 straight NFC, South championships. What do you guys want? Do you guys not want to make the playoffs? Do you got, they need to fire the coach and then this and that? Come on. And some of you Bucs fans out there, you know what it's like to lose. So in the great words of the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves, go away. And I will add to that because he's out there in Anaheim covering Jake Paul's fight there with Julio Chavez Jr. there. I'll take words from him, go away and go be a Browns fan if you want to. If you want constant change all the time, if you want. I believe that is the fighter. Yeah, it is. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So that is the fight there. He's out there in Anaheim. Let's get out to these comments. And again, open phone lines. And look, if it's going to be crickets tonight, I'll just, get out of here. I haven't ate yet, but I thought it was important not only to give you guys the opportunity on Thursday night, because this is the newest show of the Sports Web Network, and my guy right here, Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. And let me just say this. Let me never, ever hear you say that you're going to give up on yourself and give up on your dream. Because that's exactly
it was tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like at a crossroads, man. I was just like, you know what? This just isn't for me, I guess.
Listen to me. All right. I know this all too well. It's easy to give up, but you know what? We keep on fighting. That's what we do here on the Sports Web. That is what this show is all about. When they say you can't do TV or radio, we find a different way. We think outside of the box, don't we, Bucs Nation? Don't we, Webheads? Don't we, Tampa Bay sports fans? So open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let those doubters talk all they want to. That's that outside noise. And that's what it is to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, because every year the national media says this team can't get it done. Todd Bowles is on the hot seat. And what did the Glazers say? Nah, extension. Jason Light extension. By the way, probably the best GM in the game, if not the best GM in the game.
Yeah. Let's go to the
All
comments, Peter. Let's read off some of these comments.
Yeah, I know this is your show, but I'm kind of, kind of steering the ship now.
No, you're fine, man. Go right ahead.
Got the Sports Web logo on there too, because you don't have a Frozen Pirate podcast that won't cut off our heads yet. So we got to work on that.
Wait a minute. What's this?
What do you got? What do you got there? What do you got?
Hold on.
What are you working with now? Come on, producer. Oh, look at that. Well, look at that.
Hold on. Oh, I see what you did here. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, that's what I did. We got black in the background. We got to have something.
No, don't worry.
All right. So, yo, peeps.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. There you go. There's the producer right there.
There it is. Back into the producer mode. Hey, listen, I'm looking at the live views right now, and I'm very impressed, man. I couldn't be happier.
Listen, get used to it. The sky's the limit for you. I told you that. Man. You're the future of the Sports Web Network here, the Frozen Pirate Podcast. And again, shout out to everybody watching and supporting this show and all the shows on this great network. Let's see. Go out to Christopher Cole, yo, peace. Let's go out to sit and go Bucks all day, guys. You know what I say when we say go Bucks all day, don't you?
Wait up, Will. Wait up.
You know.
How about them Bucks, baby?
You know. There we go, right there. Christopher Cole says epic radio calls. Yeah, I love that intro. Yeah. Good stuff. Let's go.
Yes.
To Eric.
Yes.
LFG. Appreciate that. By the way, your Tampa Bay Rays swept the Royals right there. And of course, Wander Franco suspended 2-year sentence. So more guilty. But we'll never, most likely, ever.
He's never playing baseball again.
Never playing baseball ever again. What's up? Says Cole Pfeiffer right there. CSB, brother. Hobby says you should get David Walker on. We'd love to get David Walker on.
David Walker. My next goal, you know who I'm going to try? You know who I'm going to get back on here? I'm going to get Shiloh on now.
Okay.
I want. So that's it. That's my whole thing right now. Like, so I want to get the future of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on this radio show. Well, not radio. We're not radio. You know who we are?
The evolution.
The evolution in digital sports talk.
Well, the evolution of sports talk.
We don't just talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We talk to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We talk to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's the evolution of sports talk television, and it's like no other. So we will try to work on that. Of course, getting Elijah Roberts on, the 5th round pick. We talked to him, and I wrote this today on the Facebook post, right? If you watch the interviews, and by the way, go back to that, subscribe, like, and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Friend him. Louis Lateo on, you need to post more, my friend. We got to get you to post more on Facebook. Friend him too, because he's a part of the network and the show. But if you go back and watch the interviews, you can clearly hear that, Levante David loves, playing for Todd Bowles, talking about the 2020 run there. In the post.
That was a good interview you had with Levante David, man. If you guys haven't checked that out, Levante David and Peter, you guys had a fantastic, what you did with Levante, man. I hope I'm there one day and I get to talk.
You will be. You will be.
Levante. Although I got to flex a little bit here because I think I only showed you. I didn't show the audience. So that's a Warren Sapp rookie card. Like to get that autographed by Mr. Sapp. Doubt that that's going to happen. But here's
good luck with that. I've met him. Oh, who's my favorite player? Mr. Derek Brooks. Yeah.
Look, I'm not getting these autographed for me. I want to get these autographed for my son. That's
all right. Well, there you go.
There we go, man.
Write Louis on there.
No, I'm gonna say to Cody. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, let's pause with the comments real quick because I do want to talk about something. This whole extension with Todd Bowles and Jason Light. I'd like for you guys to call in 727-255-0391. Call in, let me know what your thoughts are because there was a lot of shout out to my boy Guru out there. A lot of anti-bowlers. And where are you? Yeah, anti-bowlers. That's what he called them, anti-bowlers. Where it's okay to be frustrated with a coach. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. But to sit here and say, let's fire him, that's dumb. We've been winning. It's the same. It's the equivalent of everybody saying, oh, well, Tony Dungy. And then when Tony Dungy got fired and then Gruden came in, he wasn't doing so good. Oh, that was Dungy's team and blah, blah, blah. It's like you're never satisfied. Listen, we're winning. We're going to the playoffs. This year, I honestly think we could have made it to the NFC Championship game. We just had too many damn injuries and not enough pass rush. But now with the gentleman that I just talked to, Devon Thomas, I think he's going to benefit from being in this scheme. He's going to help out. He's going to help take the load off Vita Vea, and Logan Hall and all these guys. It's a different vibe going into this season. And you know what, Peter? I want to see what this defense looks like when it's healthy, especially this year with the abundance of talent. With the abundance of talent on this team, if they can stay healthy, I'm telling you right now, watch out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I agree. Completely agree. Again, we heard from Kalijah Cansey and what he had to say about Todd Bowles. And we also talked to Antoine Winfield Jr., and you could see what he had to say about Todd Bowles. And Cansey saying, I run through the wall for him. And how he's sarcastic and everything. And so, the point was, and that was my thing, because I'm always trying to give you something to think about. I wanted to ask every player at that expo about what they thought about Todd Bowles to give you an idea. And people go, well, what do you expect them to say? Well, they could have gave, some general answers. They didn't give a lot of general answers there. They talked about how much they respect him. And oh, by the way, even though the Bucs have had their slow starts or their starts in when they start to lose in the middle of the season, they play for this coach. They never give up on this coach. Yeah. And that's why the Glazers signed him to an extension in the first place, because that locker room is playing for him.
I mean, Peter, look at every year at the draft, the type of players that we got. Who's that dude too?
Great character. Well, I think it's Todd Bowles, and it's also Jason Light, and that's the reason why he got an extension. High character guys. You just talked to one. We talked to Elijah Roberts, who works with his mother with the nonprofit for domestic violence against women. I mean, this is amazing stuff. I mean, you talk about Graham Barton. He's a great character. Bucky Irving, great character. Community guys in the mold of, if you will, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They go about it in a professional manner. Jason Light has talked about it. We're not, what do you say, douchebags and
yeah, we take the douchebags and the a-holes off the board, and I commend them for that. And let me say this too.
Yes.
And this is not because I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. It's because I believe there's no other GM out there like Jason Light. The way he is, not only with just the fans, he's very straightforward. Yeah. He's not afraid to be himself, where you have a lot of, GMs who they are one way on the camera and then they're a different way outside of the camera.
Sure.
With Jason Light, what you see is what you get. And when we had that boat parade, you saw him with the Bud Lights and him and Bruce, I like that. There's no oh, I have to be this way, because no, man, he's that way, and that's it. And I appreciate that. That's what I want. And that's why this team has been successful for this period of time, because it's like that great saying from Remember the Titans. Attitude reflects off leadership.
That's correct. That's a great movie, by the way.
It is a great movie. It is a great movie. Don't ever make a part two. Please don't make a part two.
Don't make a part two. Don't make a part. I'll tell you what. I know we got some comments, so let's read the rest of these comments.
Let's get to the comments.
We can go ahead and go back to the Kalijah Cansey interview if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that, man. Because again, Peter, with the Frozen Pirate podcast, this audience, they've seen the sports web, but a lot of people can't tune in because life. You know what I'm saying? But with this show, let's put up some of those interviews. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody see who my boss is on here and what he's all about. Hey, flex that Rolex. Where'd you get that?
Oh, Jake Paul. You guys didn't know that. Asking questions, being there at the right time. Like my mentor said, Mr. TJ Reeves, one of my many mentors, him and Leo Haggerty, both mentors. But Leo, TJ said it best. You're a good person. You do good work. People realize it. They recognize it. So there you go. Go Bucks from Serbia. Go Bucks. Yeah.
Wait up,
Go Bucks. Wow. Go Bucks from Serbia. Did you see that?
How about them Bucks, baby?
How about that? Huh? Thank you very much. Let's go out to Jeremy Lowe there. Welcome to Tampa. Congrats on your first guest. Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. We will win a Super Bowl this year. I think there's something special about this team.
There is.
I've seen him, Shiloh Sanders, Twitch streams. Thank you very much for that. Nick Russo, MWF.
Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite Call of Duty.
I've never
Yeah.
gotten into it. I'm
No?
a video game guy. I like Madden and I like
Let's talk about that. Because let's pause the comments here because it's a little different style here on this show.
It is your
Are you a
show.
gamer? Are you a gamer?
I'm a Madden guy, but I'm
You're a
not
Madden guy?
spot. Well, I used to play Madden all the time with a friend, but we're not really friends anymore.
Mhm.
So that's how life is sometimes. But used to go over his house, play Madden all night long. Of course, play Buck season, and he played the Raiders,
Okay.
and it was fun. But those are the games. It's like Madden and NCAA. Everything
What was
else,
the best Madden you think? Best Madden of all time?
man, it's got to be for me. Isn't it Madden 03 or 04 with Michael Vick on the cover? Is it 04?
04 was 04. I liked Madden 05 because they introduced a hit stick that was with Ray Lewis and they had the radio show.
I like that too. Tony Bruno.
Yes, Tony Bruno show.
Tony
And it was so advanced for its time, Peter.
Yes,
It
had
was very
Bruno
advanced.
and Andrew Siciliano of Fox Sports in the morning. You listened to that. And of course, you're exactly right. You had Tony Bruno on there. It was cool. I like the hit stick. But I still think, Michael Vick running around. There were some great memories there. Great soundtrack, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
With some music. You know what I'm talking about. They always usually have a pretty good soundtrack. But
They did.
trying to stop Michael Vick. And I know
that was tough.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I used to do?
Yeah.
I would for some reason Ray Lewis would hit free agency in the Madden in the franchise mode.
Yes.
And I would get him on the Buccaneers, and I had him and Derek Brooks on the same defense. Quick story, real quickly. I don't know if you guys out there caught what Derek
by the
Brooks
way, did you know that the Bucs did pass up on Ray Lewis? There was a time where they could have had Derek Brooks and Ray Lewis on the same defense.
Yes.
And they passed up on him.
But they talked about it one time about getting together.
Yeah.
And playing for the same team. I don't know if it was going to be the Bucs or the Ravens, but there was a time if I ever find it again, it was an interview that Derek Brooks did. I think they were both talking to each other, and they talked about how that was almost a possibility. Imagine Ray Lewis in a Buccaneers uniform with Derek Brooks. My.
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember talking to a guy by the name of who used to write in this area by the name of Pat Yasinskis, who had a story where Jerome Brown was going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. What could have been he before, of course, he tragically was killed in the car crash there. And then, of course, it would have ended up being Reggie White and Jerome Brown. What could have been, because then you wouldn't have had Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp wouldn't have been drafted. He stands by this, that this would have happened. Jerome Brown would have came here locally because I believe he was from Hernando County. He would have came here, been a Buck, and Reggie White would have joined him. Can you imagine that? The Minister defense with Reggie White and Jerome Brown. What could have been? What things it could have been?
Yeah.
What could have been? What could have been? What woulda, coulda, shoulda. All right.
Let's get back to the comments, because I'm going to ask you the same question.
What's up?
I'm going to ask you the same question about your playlist, but let's get back to the comments.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah,
I like Drake. I'm surprised because everybody's taking Kendrick over Drake. And by the way, if you guys think I'm foreign to this, I'm not. If you know my history, I used to be a hip hop DJ there at a local Clearwater radio station, unsigned hip hop, 106.1 The Heat, saving hip hop one song at a time. Yep, that was
okay.
Yeah, DJ Spider, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. If you know my history. So yeah, we'll talk a little music, we'll talk a little video games there, but we'll also talk Bucks. Let's
get back with the comments though.
All right, we'll get to the comments. A2 Louis, Dave says, "What's with the biggest wow moment?" Thank you for that. We asked that question out there. We'll try to do that in the future when we have players on. Can't wait to see him on the field. Me neither. Defense will step up this year. Love the defensive line. Of course, we talked to Elijah Roberts. He said lots of guys, lots of dudes in that room, if you will. 98 today in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of my kitchen on Saturday night. Everything burns. Air fryers save lives. I got to put that on a shirt. True story. Yeah. I can burn a grilled cheese. After this, I'm going down to McDonald's. I'm loving it.
That stuff's no good for you, Peter. I wouldn't be eating that.
I probably shouldn't, but I'm kind of tired and I need something to eat here real quick. So I can either
make a salad. Make a salad.
Maybe.
I'm telling you.
Well, we're going a little bit long here, so I don't know. I think Publix closes at 10 or 9 o'clock.
Really? On a Thursday?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm kind of feeling the chicken nuggets at this point. I want to cheat a little bit.
All right.
I'll cheat a little bit. Keep in touch with the webheads. Good luck with the season. Go Bucks. He said go Bucks. Go Bucks.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
I know Todd Bowles is excited.
He's excited.
It is, especially with that extension.
How about them Bucks, baby?
There you go.
Oh, he's all set.
All right. It's good stuff. Absolutely, Dave. I love that both were signed to extensions. Continuity. Tampa Bay has it finally. Exactly. The other Tim here. What's up, fellas? What's going on with you?
Oh, yeah.
Tim, if you just tuned in, you missed a great interview.
Well, you can always go back.
You can always go back, but it's the live experience, man. That's why I say y'all got to stop being late. 7:30 is the start time. Don't be late.
Well, we got a lot of people watch here.
I
We
know.
just didn't read the comments. That's all right. Any other coach would have lost the team? Absolutely. Damn it, Jim, right here.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with
I'm
you?
ready for football season, my friend. Also, let's go out to Kimberly. I'm excited for this year. I think Todd Bowles is excited.
He's excited.
It is, Todd. Absolutely. I wonder how long. I think it's a multi-year, so it's a couple-year extension there for Bowles. And, of course, like Ben says from Las Vegas, thank you for tuning in there. Despite what everyone thinks of Todd Bowles, I believe he's the only other current head coach, along with Andy Reid, that has won 3 consecutive division titles. That's impressive, especially in today's NFL. But what you will hear from some of Bucks Nation, it's the NFC South. It's absolutely... And you know what? My thing is I'm going to go out to JP here when you say that, because obviously you haven't been a Bucks fan for long.
F you, F you, F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go have a Guinness.
I mean, honestly, if you want to go back to the doldrums, feel free. You go ahead and watch those videos, by the way, on Buccaneers.com, the 50 seasons, and see how long the Bucks lost throughout the years. And you want to go back to that, or you want to have the continuity of 4 straight division NFC South titles? I'm just saying, right?
He's excited.
Exactly, Todd. It is. They are that man. Exactly. Go Buccaneers. I think that's what he was saying. So he said, go Buccaneers.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
All right. So let's go out to Raina here. Great interview, Louie. Hey, Peter. What's going on, Raina? Thanks a lot for tuning in
Thank
here
you.
to the Frozen Pirate podcast, a part of the Sports Web Network, the evolution of sports talk television, expanding its wings, if you will. Halo and old school SOCOM for the video.
SOCOM Navy SEALs.
See,
Yes.
I was never into that, though. That's like
Really?
the thing. Like, I was trying to be a Marine, and I don't know if you know this story. 20 weeks in Parris Island, South Carolina. Couldn't make it. Jumped off a 7-foot rappel wall. Broke my ankle. Couldn't qualify with the F-16 32 times. So it wasn't meant to be. God didn't want me to be a Marine. Wanted me to be a sports broadcaster. So here we are.
Here we are.
But I never got into those games. I really never did. Maybe
I
I'll
love
have to.
SOCOM. It was very strategic. You had to Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Like you had to put them in. You had to set your team up for certain. Like a lot of people, like myself, like to go in guns blazing. You can't do that. You got to be strategic. It was a game where you had to be strategic. I like those games. I hope they bring back the U.S. Navy, the Navy SEALs game, or SOCOM Navy SEALs. I hope they bring that back, because if they do, I'll go back. I'll go out and go buy a PS5. I sold my PS5, and I
sold your PS5. I gotta buy one. I haven't bought one yet.
I sold it.
Now.
Too much going on, though, Peter. Too much going on.
I'm telling you, it's not a time where you could just sit down when you were a kid
I wish.
and just play. And when you play video games, you play video games all night long. One game I think of is NBA Jam with my father.
NBA Jam. What about
NBA
NFL
Jam.
Blitz?
Well, you had the NBA Jam, the first one, right, on Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
You could play Bill Clinton and Al Gore, and you had all these hidden characters that you could play.
Yeah.
You know who
Like
wasn't on NBA Jam that would have made the game just lights out? It's still a great game. Michael Jordan.
I think they've tried to replicate it, but it just
You can't do it.
You can't.
You can't.
It's the nostalgia.
I will replicate everything. Stop trying to have sequels. I mean, even though I'm looking forward to Happy Gilmore too, I'm kind of like, man, I hope it's good. Yeah.
Speaking of that, real quickly, Marge Simpson really died. They killed her off.
They killed her off. Yeah, that's the talk around the internet.
Wow. Okay.
The Simpsons killed off a couple of characters. I was looking at this last night. I'm not doing anything. Once again, I'm just kind of laying around saying, is there any other characters that died off? I'm like, this character died. I was, wow. It's like Bart is still like, what, 10 years old?
You would think Bart would be the one, right? You think Bart would be the one to go first.
Christopher Cole says Madden needs an overhaul.
Supposedly this year, they said that this is probably going to be one of the best Maddens. Supposedly this year. And
Well, by
I've
the way, it
seen-
can't be one of the best Maddens if you have Baker Mayfield. What a disgraceful rating, 83. Come on.
Really? Yeah, I didn't see that yet.
Well, I did. 83 rating for Baker Mayfield, who had 41 touchdowns, which, by the way, Abraham, our guy out there, the last 2 years, do you know that Baker Mayfield has had better numbers than Patrick Mahomes? And they still have him as 83. Hey, Tom Brady, what do you think of that?
That's good enough to suck right there.
Exactly, it is.
Yeah.
83. You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't even know if I want to play that game.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's all right. I'll adjust the ratings on that.
Who's Mega Peter 909? Who's that?
That is my wonderful cousin. Great supporter. I actually called him earlier today, man. I'm like, hey, man, I'm really nervous. He's like, man, you're going to be fine. Don't worry.
You did good. You did fine, man. You carried the whole show. You did fine.
Yeah, but you know what? Now, like, again, now doing that, I'm just like, man, I'm ready. I'm good.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's go. I want NFL 2K. Never got a chance to play that. As a
2K was excellent.
Yeah.
Listen,
I was in the
2K5.
Techno Bowl and Super NES football from Nintendo.
Well, remember Joe Montana football for Sega?
I did. I was disappointed. Disappointed. Yeah.
Okay.
Madden's always a game. I was disappointed by it. You know,
what about Quarterback Club? Remember NFL Quarterback Club? Game Day?
I didn't like it. It was just Madden.
Really?
There was 3 games that you played when I was younger. It was Super NES football.
Yep.
Okay, for Nintendo. Ridiculous. Techno Bowl with Bo Jackson and some Walter Payton, if you will. And then it was Madden after that. I didn't play anything else.
For me, I got into Madden probably around 2001. I was always like NFL Quarterback Club. I loved NFL Quarterback Club. I thought it was pretty deep. And then I got into NFL 2K. I liked NFL 2K just because the presentation was very advanced for its time.
Right.
Got into Madden. Loved the radio show with Tony Bruno. Got hooked on Madden. And then NFL 2K5 came out and they had Chris Berman. They had the ESPN. Like, I'm telling you, I'll send you a YouTube video of how it was. If you've seen, put it this way, Peter, I'd play NFL 2K5 today over all the Maddens that have came out on the PS5 and the PS4. It is so advanced. It was so advanced for its time, but the NFL winded up giving, I believe, Madden the rights to everything. They were the only sole like they were the only ones with the rights. And 2K winded up selling the game, I think, for like $25.
They did.
They undercutted Madden, and
Yes.
that was it was so deep, that game. It was very good. Remember NBA Ballers? Remember that?
I remember.
They try to replicate NBA Jam a little bit with the fancy stuff, and it just didn't work.
NBA Live. You played that one.
Oh, it was
I'll throw another one. You had NHL. This is how far I go back. 93 or 94.
94. NHL
Yes.
94. That was, the sound effects were terrible, but I
Yes.
mean, it was a game. That game was awesome. And NHL 96 was very good too.
All right.
I love
Now
that
throw
game.
another game out of you. Mutant League Hockey.
Mutant League Hockey. I never played that. I got to look that one up.
Love it. I mean, it's on the older, I think it's on Sega all the way
Okay.
back. I mean, but
Okay.
it's so fun. It's fun. And you get to kill people and stuff. You know, it's crazy.
Sonic and Knuckles. Greatest game for
I played
Sega of all
that.
time.
It's just, again, it's Mario, it's Duck Hunt, and it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I was into that too.
Mortal Kombat was really good.
Yeah, definitely good. All right, actual game time. Derek Brooks owned Michael Vick. Just saying, he did absolutely.
He did. We showed the league. Well, not we, but he showed the NFL that nostalgic year of Vic, the 2002 season. Nobody can stop Michael Vick. Vic had a great run, splitting the two Viking defenders. Unbelievable. I was a fan of Vic. I mean, as a kid, man, you like all different types of players, but the Bucks were the team, and that was the first year for all the webheads out there. If you guys don't know, that was the first year. 2002 was the first year where they actually had divisions now, like 4 divisions for each conference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that.
That's right. The Bucks owned Michael
Owned.
Vick, Brooks quarterback spy there. Thank you.
I
very
can't even
much.
set up the throw.
Hey, you can't
Right.
set up. Oh, we need a DJ Spider return of the sports web. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, Ben, but we appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hold on, DJ Spider. Yes, it was DJ Spider. Peter, make a damn salad now. We'll see. I don't have any salad. I got to go down to Publix and make it up, and then got to make chicken. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling those chicken nuggets right now. I'm loving it. I missed the interview.
Go to Olive Garden, man. Go out to eat by yourself. I'm telling you.
You know, it would be good. Olive Garden. I
get cravings for them sometimes. I don't know what it is. I don't like them.
Garden. It's good.
But
Good
the
food.
salad is fantastic.
Yes. Todd Bowles is our coach. He's a great coach. People wanted to get rid of them for what? Yeah, I'm surprised in that, guys. I don't hear any response to the extensions at all.
Nope.
People wanted to get rid of Todd Bowles, not for much. Deep, no replacement. So tired of hearing how bad the NFC South is. They're all pro football teams. The Bucs beat playoff teams, and they're Super Bowl champs. Yes, thank you. You gotta play to win the game, right? That's why they played the games. There's a terrible division. They got competitive teams that are in that division. Stop it. Go Buccaneers Sports Web Frozen Pirate Podcast.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
it is exciting.
How about them Bucks, baby?
All right, good stuff there. Let's go out to Dave. LeBron was in NBA Jam. He was on fire. Would be a flop. I kind of like that.
Ooh, yeah.
Listen, I don't agree with him.
No, that made my night.
Listen,
That
it's
made
almost-
my night.
that's a funny comment there, Dave. That was right on point. You're exactly right. It would be flop.
Yeah.
But it's always Michael Jordan. Come on. Now Leo wants to say Will Chamberlain.
Well, Leo's from the 1700s, so I mean that's
Well,
why.
he is. He is from the 1700s.
I'm just kidding. I love Leo. Leo, like I owe him a great debt, man. He comes on every Thursday, 7:30 to 8.
Yes.
He what he does for me, just doing that, I look up to him, man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Leo.
Absolutely.
And be right here because of the Sports Web.
There you go. There you go. It's who you know. It's not what you know. It's who you know. Well, it is what you know too. Great interview. Only got to watch a bit, but you nailed it. He did. He killed it, Jamie. Thank you very much. I remember NBA Baller.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Def Jam.
Def Jam Vendetta.
Oh my God. That is
that was exciting. That was exciting.
Absolutely. Both of them were. What was the first one? The first one was good.
Yeah, it was a deep story on the first one. You had to fight your way up with a rapper. I thought that was great.
I thought
and
that
then
too.
And then the second one, you got to kind of create your own fighter.
Yes,
I believe. And then you got all the bling and stuff, and you could get the girls and stuff.
Yeah,
it was
him and Carmen Electra and
like a pimp. Carmen Electra.
Kamora Simmons. I remember this. I remember this too much. I remember too much about these games.
I actually have a PS2. You know what? Now that we're talking about this,
you got to go back to
PS5.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look on Amazon and see what I can find.
All right, there you go. All right, so I remember NBA Baller. Jamie says, if you didn't play Bill Lambert's Combat Basketball on SES, you aren't a sports fan. I never played SES.
Never played, Jamie.
I played GoldenEye though.
GoldenEye. Oh,
classic, right? That's classic. All right, you got to work for health. You got to work for health, Peter. Make the salad. You and the salad. All right, we'll put it out there. We'll put the friggin' thing out there. You want me to have a salad? You want me to have chicken nuggets? Open phone line 727.
Oh man, who's gonna be? Listen, who's gonna be the first? Remember? Oh, you know what? Shame on me. I didn't do this plug. Free jersey giveaway coming up. Free jersey giveaway. We talked about this last night. Who's gonna be the very first caller of the Frozen Pirate podcast?
Right. All right. There you go. You got to work for health, Peter. Make the salad. All right. Ben says those endless breadsticks, yummy. They are good. Michael Jordan never puts his name on, or he didn't used to put his name on the video games. Yes, he didn't. And McDonald's had salads, Peter. They do, but I'm craving the chicken nuggets there.
Do they really still have salads?
Do they have salads? Why are we talking about McDonald's and salads? All right, let's go.
No idea, Peter. I have no idea. See, now I'm starting to think of all the nostalgic video games I've played. I'm trying to think of
video games all the time. We talk music tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't ask you.
Okay.
Speaking of music.
Yes.
What's the most embarrassing song on your playlist?
I don't know.
No bull crap. No bull crap. No bull spit, buddy. Let's go. Most embarrassing song on your playlist.
Well, I'm going to get saved here because we got a phone caller.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Well, we'll just
You
go.
got saved,
we'll
dude.
go
You
with
got saved.
Glorilla and Sexy Red. We'll go with that. On that note, let's go out to Ben Cornett. Ben, welcome to the Frozen Pirate Podcast, my friend, here on the Thursday night.
Peter, Louie.
Yes.
Good to finally meet you, Louie.
There you go. Ben has been a long
likewise,
time.
man. Congratulations. You're the very first caller of the
Yes.
Frozen Pirate Podcast.
Ben has been with me since 2018? Wow, all the way back to I think 2015, the radio days. You used to call in all the way from Las Vegas.
Oh wow.
Right. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a decade. Oh my God.
It has. It's been crazy. We're getting old.
25.
Yes.
Wow. Anyway, great show. I saw some of that interview. Louie, you did great, man.
Thank
That's
you, man.
what I'm saying, man. You did great. You know what you're doing. I mean, come on.
You know what it is? I kind of fumbled the words a little bit on the intro just because I was like overwhelmed with excitement and I got nervous and I was just like, you know what, Louis, F it. Just be yourself. Don't, because I tend to write a lot of notes and then I start looking and glancing. I'm just like, no, man, everything. Because I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but then I was just like, no, like go from right here. What's right here? You know, just ask them like you're having a conversation with somebody, just go from right here. And like I said, I don't want to sound like a fanboy or anything like that. It's just, you guys have no idea what that meant to me. It was a huge accomplishment for me, in my opinion. And you know what? Our careers are probably intertwined there because like he's fighting for a roster spot and I'm fighting to get my name out there.
You got it. There you go. Yep. So you popped your cherry.
Yeah. Whoa.
So you don't say that.
It's a PG show, buddy.
Get off the suck right there.
Whoa.
Tom didn't like that. All right, Ben, what do you think about the extensions today given out to Bulls and Jason Light?
Well, obviously Jason Light definitely deserves it. I mean, the draft picks he's hit on the last several years, I think the Baker signing, at the time we didn't know how great that was. Got him on a budget, and then he balled out. He finally found a home here in Tampa, and we can go on, with the list of all the accolades that Jason Light's done, but he without a doubt deserves it. And for Todd Bowles, I mean, sure, why not? I mean, I think we don't realize winning 3 division titles. Only Andy Reid's done that in the last 4 or 5 years.
Right, 4 straight division titles, is it not? 4 straight.
4 straight.
Well, I'm talking about but the one with Bruce Arians, but then Todd Bowles,
right?
Took over. But still, I mean, to do that, despite the division being bad, you could say whatever you want, but when you do that 3 years in a row, I mean that doesn't happen very much, especially in today's NFL with all the
not with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You've been a fan for a long time. You've seen this team in the doldrums. I mean, you got excited when you got like 4 or 5 wins for the season, or you had a big time win to end the season because the momentum would carry over. I mean, that's where we're going at this.
The draft was our Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, it was always that. Yeah. Or you know what was a Super Bowl? Oh my God, we're gonna get this coach, and then the coach would leave him at the altar. Bill Parcells. Besides that, it was always the rumors out there. I mean, enough trying to be the Cleveland Browns, enough trying to be that organization that hires and fires and rinse and repeats. I mean, that is not conducive. Leo word of a great organization.
That's not our culture anymore.
No,
that's gone.
No,
and there's too many people trying to hold on to that.
Well, I think they just want that. Bill Belichick, a big name. Oh, John Gruden's coming back into the door. No, he's not. He's not coming here because
Bowles has been here, Peter, since 2019.
Yeah. And by the way, he was responsible for being, I don't know, the defensive coordinator of that Super Bowl 55 defense.
People forgot about that.
Some people just forget that. But
it was Tom Brady and Antonio Brown and Gronk. Yeah, it wasn't just them though.
Right.
Why did they get set up? Because the defense put them in great field position.
By the way, Shaq Barrett called, JPP called, Ndamukong and Sue called, Vita Vea called, and they want to know what you were talking about because they disposed of not only the Washington quarterback at the time, but it escapes me. What is his Heineke? Taylor Heineke. Yeah, Heineke, disposed of him, but you also disposed of Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes.
Is that a second caller?
It was. Alex, hold on a minute. We're going to finish up with Ben Cornett.
Yep.
We'll get out to Alex. Go ahead. Ben. Yeah.
So I just want to say, as far as the extensions, why not? I think it's great. Like you said, the continuity is so vital, and I expect big things this year. I really do.
Well, I mean, what's your record right now? Because we haven't talked to you in a while now, Ben, from Las Vegas. So what kind of record are you looking at? I'm looking at 12-5, maybe 12-5 at this point. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at that. I mean, 11-6, 12-5. I mean, I don't see why not, as long as we stay healthy.
Right.
I say 13-4.
Wow.
On paper, this team is a 13-4 team. Wow. I'm telling you, my expectations of this team is the NFC Championship game. I think they're a 13-4 team with the amount of talent, with the guys that we have here, with the coaching staff, with Baker Mayfield leading the charge, with our three-headed monster of a running back, and this new and infused of youth defense with guys like Devon Thomas, Shiloh Sanders, Morrison, Parrish,
David Walker. I
Walker.
mean, there could Elijah Roberts. We talked to him. I think he's going to be a big part of it. And then again, getting a guy who's done it over time consistently, besides last year, Hassan Reddick. I think that
he's the X factor, man.
Yeah.
Listen, look what Light did with Shaq Barrett. Got him out of nowhere. He didn't get the playing time in Denver.
Yep.
Turned out to be a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
Reddick can do the same thing. Oh my goodness, he could be back. And Louis, I know you said NFC Championship game. I don't see why not the Super Bowl. I'm going to be honest with you. It could be wide.
I'm just trying to remain humble. That's my whole thing. I just try to remain humble.
Yeah, of course, but I just feel like the NFC can be wide open, guys.
Yep.
I mean, Eagles are good, but look at the NFC North. I mean, a lot of changes there. They could be beating each other up. The NFC West is a question mark. Other than the Rams, I mean, I don't know. It's a question mark. In NFC East, let's see how Daniels does his second year. It's a sophomore year.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, is there a sophomore slump? Yeah, absolutely.
CJ Stroud. That's a perfect example right there.
We tend to see things like this. We tend to see the rookie quarterbacks that shine, and then they take a step back the second year, and then guys like Drake May tend to blow up, It's interesting to see what Caleb Williams is going to do. I think Caleb's going to I think he may start off a little slow, but I think he's really going to start to shoot up. I think they're going to run away with that NFC North. I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting year.
Lots of storylines, and definitely get some fantasy football talk on this show. What else, Ben?
That is just about all I got, man. But I'm just proud to be the first caller in the.
You are the first caller, man.
Yes.
Man, I feel proud. And Peter, try a salad, man. Come on,
man. I try salad all the time. You act like I don't eat salads or something.
You got to get creative with that salad, man. That's the key.
Listen, it's getting late here. Publix is about to close. I need to go to the go-to here.
All right.
So, all right.
I'm going to let you do that, guys. Great show, by the way.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Good stuff there,
Thank
Ben.
you, man.
Don't be a stranger. Open phone lines. I see you, Alex. Call back if you want to. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. The Frozen Pirate Podcast. Okay. To answer your question, I said Sexy Red, Glorilla.
Okay.
That's in there because you're driving the Tesla around and they got the hip hop station. They play it over and over and over again. And you start to like that. But for me, it's always.
I'll tell you mine.
And then it's Kodak Black too.
That's not embarrassing,
right?
For me, I got TLC, man. I jam out to TLC.
I think everybody jammed out to TLC.
I mean,
don't be chasing Louis. Don't be chasing waterfalls. All right, let's go out to Alex. On that note,
Alex, you're live here on the Frozen Pirate Podcast, my friend. What do you hear? What do you say?
Oh, well, there you go.
It's your number. What do you hear? What do you say?
All right, there you go. What's on your mind, boss?
It's your number one webhead.
Well, there you go. Now you're on the Frozen Pirate Podcast. The second call. Here.
Nice. By the way, I was able to catch a lot of that interview. Louis, you did a great job. Be yourself, bro. You know what? I always tell people, no matter what you do in life, be yourself, man. Be yourself. Be calm, cool, collective. Have a great time. I think you did great. I think the interview was great. I'll catch the whole interview. I didn't catch. Peter was like, "Oh, did y'all join?" I'm like, "Oh, shoot."
Well, I thought, I shared the followers tag there. You guys should get alerted.
I didn't get that.
What's
anyway,
what's
let's
going on?
talk about the Bucks a little bit. I haven't really been able to talk a Bucks a lot. Let's talk about the extensions that Jason and Todd got today. I thought it was great. I think they both earned it. Obviously, I think we have the best GM in the National Football League. That's my opinion. Don't forget, Jason was able to put in a Super Bowl roster just probably 5-6 years ago. Man, time flies. But yeah, I think they earned it, and most importantly, I think Todd Bowles earned his extension too. I'll be honest with you guys. I was one of them that, I wasn't really high on Todd Bowles. I really wasn't.
Have you bought in?
If you really sit back and look at what he's been able to do, even after the Tom Brady era in Tampa Bay, don't forget, we had to go through cap space hell.
Oh, yeah.
And
Good point.
we had to go through a season or two where Todd Bowles had to work with a little bit less. And guys, at the minimum, we're what? 5 division straight title champions?
Still made the playoffs.
4 divisions.
Still made the
Todd
playoffs.
Bowles, yes. 3 straight. Yes.
So it's, I think Todd Bowles really did earn his extension. I think he put in a lot of great work. I'm really excited going into this season just because I'm excited about our draft picks. I think we really boosted up our secondary, or not really more of a secondary position, but I'm more excited to see what's going to happen. And I wanted your guys' opinion on this. What do you think is going to happen? There's a lot of talks going out there about Carlton Davis and what's going to go on with him and the position that he'll be battling for.
You mean Jamel Dean?
I mean, Jamel Dean.
Jamel Dean.
I was about to say, Carlton Davis is sitting
Alex.
pretty right now.
Man.
Thanks for the call, Alex. Appreciate you, man, as always. By the way, too, Alex is somebody who does ticket giveaways and stuff like that to the audience here on the Frozen Pirate podcast. So make sure you guys go follow him. But look, I thought you were talking about Carlton Davis for a second. I was going to say Carlton Davis is up the street 45 minutes from me.
He's in New England.
He's sitting pretty right now on that fat contract. But I'll tell you one thing. I will say this to Carlton Davis very quickly, if I may. You better perform, buddy, because they're going to eat you alive at Foxborough, dude, if you do not perform. I'm telling you right now, they're going to eat you alive. Like Philly, very similar to that. They're going to eat you alive.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines here. Let's get this guy on.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
Let's go out to Jim here. Welcome to the Frozen Pirate Podcast here on with yours truly, along with Louie from the show.
Hey,
third
web have the charm now.
There you go.
That's right, man.
There you go, my friend. What's on your mind tonight? What do you think about Todd Bowles and that extension? And, of course, Jason Light. And by the way, according to Jeremy Fowler, the Bowles deal is a 3-year extension through 2028. Now, why that's important, he is 61 years old. There has been talk that Bowles may walk away when he's 64, 65 to retire. So I'm not saying he's going to walk away then, but it's kind of interesting. 3-year extension. There has been talk to that age that maybe he would eventually retire. But right now, 3 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your thoughts, Jim? I know you're a big time Todd Bowles fan.
Yeah, I like Todd Bowles. I think he earned his extension, and I think he'll do a good job. As far as retirement, I don't know, man. Let that man play his years out until he decides to retire.
Right. Well, I just said it's a report out there. He's 64, 65 years old. He would retire, but there's nothing that's confirming it. It's just a report. But it is interesting that it is a 3-year extension. So.
How old is old Bill Belichick?
He's too old, and he's got
too old, man. No, we're not doing that.
Well, the rumor was thrown out there by Mike Florio, which this can be put out to. Yeah, thanks a lot there, Mike.
This guy sucks.
That Bill Belichick would be the next coach of the Bucs next year because of connecting the dots with Light. And again, for me, he hasn't done much ever since Brady left. It's been disappointing to say the least. We'll see what he can do at North Carolina. I still think he may get a call.
He's not leaving after 1 year, Peter.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Yeah,
I don't know if he gets a call from an NFL team. I don't know if they want Bill Belichick anymore. I really don't.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, Peter. I don't think right now, and I think I'm not trying to sound like I'm doing like the oldism thing, but he's like what,
It's
70?
it's a young league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not being old. It's a young league. Like
I
they
think,
want offensive coordinators. They want offensive minds. Defensive
yeah,
coaches
man.
are very rare.
Maybe he could be I don't think he could be a GM.
Well, we do. Yeah, you got Todd Bowles here, but you know what Todd Bowles is good at? Hiring offensive coordinators, offensive.
Oh yeah,
Improve the offense. By the way, he gets credit for that. It's not just
credit.
Jason Light. Yeah, of course we give him credit on this show. Absolutely. Knocked it out of the park. All right, what else, Jim?
I think we're gonna have a great season. I don't like that number 13, so let's say 15-2.
All right, so 15 and 2. 15 and 2. 15 and 2.
I'm a dreamer, but let's get it done.
All right,
15 wins. Wow.
15 wins. So
I don't like 15 wins just because they tend to get knocked out of the playoffs. The team with like a record like that, I don't like those odds. I think 13-4 is very reasonable, in my opinion. And I think because there's going to be some games. No point intended to Michael Vick, but I think they're going to be in a dogfight in a couple of games.
They may be. So. And again, it starts with Atlanta. And
I see what you did there. See what you did there.
I did. And listen, it comes down to starting out with the Atlanta Falcons on the road.
Yeah.
You got swept last year, offensive game plan. So we'll see, what.
Hey, Jamie. I know you're watching, buddy. Yes. Week 1 is a must-win game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, and then you go on the road and play Monday Night Football versus the Houston Texans, and C.J. Stroud coming into his third year and having something to prove. It's some of these road games are tough. You go against the Rams, you go against the Lions, you go against the Buffalo Bills. So there could be some losses there, but Bucs have an opportunity to really get off to a flying start, and it comes down to that. That's what I was talking with TJ Reeves the other night when we're hanging out there at an undisclosed location.
Top secret.
Well, it's not top secret. Everybody knows it's bias here in Tampa, but just talking about that schedule in itself, because somebody came over and said, "Hey, I know you. I watch the Sports Web, man. You're really good." And it was like kind of surreal, but then it's kind of cool at the same time. Hey, man, thanks a lot. What do you think about What do you think about the Bucs? What do you think of the record? Oh, it's 12-5. And TJ's like, well, I got to hear you break this down. Well, I think they could do this, this, and this. He said, well, wait a minute. You look at the schedule. You got Atlanta starting out. You got Houston, 2 road games right there. You come home and you play the Jets. You come home and play the Super Bowl champions. Which, by the way, Todd Bowles has been the daddy of Jalen Hurts, but the Eagles are a Super Bowl team. By the way,
who's your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy?
What does he do?
You got some tough games in there. The Lions, the Buffalo Bills, the Rams, Seattle on the road is tough. So we'll see. We'll see. But I like 12-5. What do you say?
I like 13-4.
All right. Jim, what else?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be at the game against the Eagles. I got an Eagles fan with an Eagles fan.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully we can get up there.
All right. Well, you get out there, get out to the tailgate. What the Buck? What the Buck? Get out there.
I'll definitely stop by if I make it up there.
You better, Jim.
You want me to start grilling on that show?
Listen, you guys.
All right, my friend. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for that new face, Frozen Pirate Podcast, Louis. I'm like your work, man. I gotta listen to your interview. I missed it because I was.
Nah, man, it's all good, man. Like I said, you can go to the YouTube channel, the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Catch me here every Monday and Wednesday at 8:00 on the Sports Web. And I do this show every Thursday at 7:30 with Leo Haggerty from 7:30 to 8. And then I have a couple of people kind of join in. And sometimes I have one of the original founders of the Frozen Pirate Podcast, Jamie. He comes in. We do like around the NFL where we don't just talk Bucks because I think it's fair, like to do some around the NFL talk. Like Buck fans, we have to be informed in who our competition is. I pay attention to our schedule, who we're playing. I even watch game tape on the opponents because when you do this, you got to know what you're talking about, and that's what separates me from a lot of other outlets. And I keep saying this. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, Peter as well, because we know you have a lot of other platforms where you guys can get your podcasts, and just to be here right now on the Frozen Pirate Podcast, watching the Sports Web every Monday and Wednesday, we appreciate that. We know you guys have a lot of outlets, so you guys calling in, commenting, sharing stuff. I'm doing a free jersey giveaway, man. So and that's my appreciation to you guys.
There you go. All right, Jim. Appreciate the call,
All
my
right,
friend.
You gonna replace Tampa Bay Ray?
Well, there you go.
Have a good night.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we're building the sports web network, my friend. Brick after brick, show after show, and of course, Tampa Bay Ray, best of the Bay. We miss you, buddy. We haven't heard from you in a little while. Of course, Cup of Ray. He does this show on here on his platform also, but he does it here sometimes too. All right, let's go out to Christopher Cole. SOCOM was my game. I just couldn't get past one level, and it didn't go back to finish.
I know
it.
exactly what he's talking about too.
Okay. All right. And then Dave England, great show, Louis. Got to go to work. So don't work too hard, my friend. Yep. I mean, let's go ahead and go out to the comments from Bucks owner and co-chairman Joe Glazer saying Jason and Todd's leadership has been critical to our organization's success. The winning culture they've established had us well positioned for the future. The continuity and stability they provide will play a large role in our ability to compete for additional championships. Let me go back to that sentence. The continuity and stability they provide will play a large role in our ability to compete for additional championships. And again, 3-year deal for Todd Bowles, reported by ESPN's Jeremy Fowler here. Bowles had this to say: I'm excited to continue. He's excited, by the way.
It's exciting!
It is exciting. It's definitely exciting again, Todd.
It's exciting!
It is. I'm excited to continue working with Jason for years to come as we build on the success we've enjoyed and keep reaching for even bigger and better goals. I also appreciate the confidence the Glazer family has shown in my abilities to lead this football team. It is a responsibility that I do not take lightly, and I'm honored to have. So there you go, right there. And here's what Jason Light had to say. I am very grateful to the Glazer family for the trust and belief they've shown in what we are doing here. I'm also very excited to continue working alongside Todd well into the future as we continue our mission of finding and developing talented players and chasing additional championships for our fans. Overall, Bowles is 53-65 record as a head coach, but you can't really count that because he was with the New York Jets just end the season. Under Bowles, as the Bucs defensive coordinator before being promoted to head coach. The team's defense is ranked among the NFL's best since 2019, leading the NFL in rushing defense, 93.8 yards per game. Opponent's yards per carry, 4.0. Fumble recovery, 68, while placing second in sacks, 281.0, and fifth in red zone efficiency, 53.8. Mike DeRoche, show tonight. We always have a show here on Thursday nights on the Frozen Pirate podcast. I think we're going to wrap it up right there. It's time, man. Go ahead and give me I'll give you some final thoughts because this is your show at this.
Man, like I said, I'm still a little shocked, man, of what transpired tonight. And if you guys are just tuning in, you're a little late, in my opinion, but that's all right because you guys can go back and watch the show. And like I said, you can go watch the show on the Sports Web. You can watch the show on the Frozen Pirate podcast, man. Yes. Again, we had a great interview with Devon J. Thomas. I'm very blessed and honored to share that time and getting to know him. Hopefully you guys get to know him. Give him a follow. Give him a like. You know, he's a very good young man. He's, again, some of the stories, like we just talked about, Peter, what he did. Car was burning, stopped his car, pulled it out of the car. Most people would just pull their phone out and start recording.
Right.
He's an actual awesome human being. And I'm real quickly looking at some of his stuff. 2022 Public Service Award at Penn State. Loves to do a lot of charity work. Pulled a lady out of a burning car. I mean, the list goes on and on. He comes from a big family, a great family. And he's bringing that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers culture. So that's even better, It
is. All right, let's go out to Jeremiah, another long-time webhead. I guess it's Jeremy now, not Jeremiah. I'm used to Jeremiah. Hi, everyone. Shadow is here. I think he's from South Dakota. I think it's South Dakota. Wow. Yeah, South Dakota. So all over the place. I'm just gonna get out of here. Great job as always, killing it here on the
Thank you,
Frozen
boss,
Fire
man.
podcast. Absolutely, big news today, Bucks fans. Feel free to comment and like. We'll have an announcement tomorrow on where we might be or where we will be next Saturday. We got another show, so it'll be Monday, Wednesday, and of course Saturday for a special edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. So, my friend, I am out of here. You know how we end this show, or how to end how I end my show. Bring your passion.
I'm going to tell you how I'm going to end mine.
Well,
shout out to Tristan Wharfs, autographed bottle of his whiskey, Cold Zero.
There you
I'm
go.
going to take a little shot after this show wraps up because I feel like I deserved it.
Well,
and I
wrap it
don't
up.
open this at all. I've opened it one time.
All right.
That was it. You know what? Let me wrap this up, Peter. I'm going
to get out of here. You do it.
All right. Guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, you're making a kid from Massachusetts his dream come true. I can't say that enough. I'm doing a free jersey giveaway. I'm just going to get right to it. Free jersey giveaway. You got to like, subscribe to the Sports Web, to the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter /X, whatever it goes by. You know, and I want to say this. Just it takes little to no effort to share our clips, to share, you know, our shorts, our reels. You know, if you know we're going live, share it on your story. I'm doing a free jersey giveaway. Myself and Peter are going to determine who gets that jersey. And I'm going to do multiple free jersey giveaways. It may not be a jersey sometimes. Maybe it might be like a little mini helmet or maybe like little things here and there. You know, I'm going to start doing that. That's my appreciation to you guys, the audience, because, again, you guys have so many podcasts you could listen to, so many different platforms. But you're here, and that means a lot. And, again, if you guys haven't watched the interview, go back. Go to the YouTube channel, the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Go be a subscriber there, man, and just go share the stuff, man. And every Monday and Wednesday on the Sports Web, 8 p.m., you never know who's going to show up. Last time we had Seneca. We had a great conversation with Seneca Wallace on there. Peter always brings the heat. He's the Rolex reporter. I'm the Frozen Pirate Podcast. What do you hear? What do you say? Fire the cannons. Let's go, Bucks.